I have to admit that when I went to bed last night, I wasn't happy with this investigation that we've done. The blog that we put together about Dante covered the basics, but it didn't have the depth. And I knew it needed more. I felt like these were pieces of jigsaw puzzles, but we didn't have the right overall picture. So last night I listened to the blog when I'm in bed, so I'm familiar with it before I go live. And it was just, it didn't have any, oh, thank you, Magic. Stop it, Neville. Wow, Magic. Wow, that's a generous donation, mate. And I know that you told us last week that you drive around in a $500 car. So now you've just donated 10% of your vehicle to me. And you're one of my biggest supporters. So cut that out. But thank you very much. I'm overwhelmed when people do donations like that. So thank you. Anyway, so it was just one of those jigsaw puzzles that you spend all this time and energy putting together, and at the end of it, didn't paint a very good pictures. Then, guess what happened next? I grabbed my phone in the morning and I start reading my Avenger messages. And they weren't happy either. They reminded me that over the past several months, we'd uncovered huge amounts of information that I'd completely overlooked while putting the article together. Court records, corporate filings, subpoenas, social media posts, property records, and previous litigations. Criminal cases and countless hours of research have been scattered across notebooks, screenshots, and conversation. Now, normally I have everything in a database called Millernote, and it's only available to myself, and some of my Avengers get access to it, and we add PDF documents and the like into those. So just to give you a bit of an idea, I just don't know why these aren't doing, but this is each one of these boxes here represents what are we called? A document of a court case or filing that we've looked into. Some of these are a little bit more, even a bit more weirder. For example, if I open this one here, you can actually see 24 corporate cases being filed in the state of Florida. And one of the ones that I mentioned in my blog that we're about to look at is actually in another county or another state. So, by going through all these documents takes hours and hours of our time. And there was even a mishap or a spelling error, which is that meant that when you did a search, you couldn't actually find Dante. And we're going to refer to him as Dante because he's got two spellings of his names. But just to have that many court documents on one individual is actually quite a lot. And originally when we started investigating Goliath Ventures, Dante's name just kept coming up. And out of a lot of the guys that we were researching, Dante was one of the low-hanging fruit simply because he already had spent 10 months in prison. And not that means he's a criminal just because he spent 10 months in prison, for allegedly admitting guilt to having 100 kgs of marijuana. But I tell you what, if I got done for having 100 kgs of marijuana, I wouldn't be on my social media smoking a joint every 10 minutes, what it seems like. So I've actually downloaded his social media. I've gone through some of the reels that he posts, and what comes to mind without even being judgmental is these young fellas, and we're going to be talking about Mike Shalinsky and Dante, seem to be going down the same track of encouraging people to become day traders and telling people that they are a raving success, and then encouraging people to sign up for their course. And it seems like after the disaster of Goliath Ventures, remember Mike Shalinsky, I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but I have a feeling I am this time, is now hiding in Dubai. And when he comes back to Canada or America to get his stamp on his passport, he'll probably be detained or arrested because he has been subpoenaed to provide information about the Goliath Ventures case. Now, so is Dante. Both these individuals have been subpoenaed to provide information in regards to Goliath Ventures estate. that means the courts have got power to basically go through everything that these two individuals have got, and they need to comply. Now, that's kind of unusual because we've got Dante here telling us that he was just an investor. But his name kept coming up everywhere. And also, I must admit, it was very hard to find information on him and his background. We know that he wasn't on Goliath Ventures' website. We haven't got him, well, I haven't seen any flights with Christopher and the like. And I don't know what role he actually played. So to his credit, he has actually been messaging us on social media. And I'm also getting intel in at the very the same time. And also, we know that, I don't even know how to explain this, but we know that Christopher loved Rolex watches. And we also know that we believe that the database of all the people that owned or buy Rolex watches was, for the use of a better word, I'm just saving some files here as we talk, were actually potentially marketed to by somebody in the Rolex Tiffany's shop or whatever it was. We believe that there was, I'm just going to bring up these pictures on the screen and see if they're relevant to what we're talking about at the moment. But what we're doing is we're looking at these people that supplied these luxury items to Christopher. And also we know that, Dante is basically flaunting his wealth. And then we've got similar things like Christopher and his flash cars, and he didn't even own them. We found out at the end, they're all leased. And these young fellas like Mike, Dante, are all doing the same thing. And it's just too ironic. But let me carry on with my introduction anyway. So over the last 12 hours, rewritten virtually the entire blog that we did, that I went to bed on last night, reorganized the evidence, added entirely new sections, removed repetition, strengthened the timeline, and made sure every major claim was supported by documented evidence. So this isn't about attacking Dante because of who he knows. It's about following the evidence wherever it leads, comparing public claims with public records, and allowing you to decide what conclusion you draw. Some of what you're about to see has never appeared together in one place before. As we work through the evidence, I will show you documents, explain why they matter, and separate verified facts from my own opinion and observations. So grab a coffee if you can. A virtual one will be nice. Sit back and let's walk through the evidence together. I think you understand why I've decided this investigations deserved to be rewritten. So I've lost my chat box here, so I'll just see if I can find that again, which would be nice. And then I can see chat messages coming in on I have literally lost my chat box, but it will be here somewhere, so I can get rid of that. I can get rid of this, and I can get rid of that off the screen. I'm still looking for the chat box, and it seems to have disappeared entirely. It has. That's just what I needed. So 1 minute while I get my chat box, and let's put you in the discussion here. So this is what I need to do to get my chat box, ladies and gentlemen. I need to go to my my live. I need to click on that. I've got 11 people watching, and it seems to have disappeared. I need to click on those buttons there, pop out the chat, and then I can put the chat on the other side here. And then I can carry on in the investigation. So there is a couple of things I wanted to show you. First one is I've actually downloaded Dante's storylines. Now, the stories that he does, the reels on Instagram, they actually disappear. And I don't want to play them because they have got music in them, and I like to get them monetized. So if I can bring those up, it will be good. I'm just going to see what's telling me 18 minutes left before I can do that. So we're not going to play any of those. You can actually go to Dante's storyline, which I'll put in the chat room so you can go and have a look at that. And when you click on his stories, you can see the type of content. Oh, this one says no longer available, so I hit refresh. And nope, it doesn't work. So, and that's not what I want, but that is what I want. And you can obviously see he kind of loves himself, just, putting it out there, which it's good to love yourself, so they tell you. So I'm just going to make this not full size. Let's see if it does actually make a difference. No, I'm trying to. So you can sit here and watch all his stories until your heart's content, and you can go through them all. What I did find really interesting is the lack of respect for women, and showing that is what I wanted to capture. Now, I don't think we've actually captured the good stuff. I think he's chosen what he puts on his timeline, but I don't even think we've got any volume here.
Are still free, but guess whose isn't? Marky Mark.
So he's that really wants to do that. So the problem I have there is he just has no respect for women. I think this one here sort of shows you it, but we will show this off at a later stage. It's something about his watch, which he must have to show you. He talks about pimping women. I mean, it seems like, to be honest, it's quite disgusting. Like it's all about pimping out women. It's all about, if you go through his stories, his reels, it really does talk about how he pimps out women, how he buys women with money, how women want money. If you were watching a reel about Andrew Tate and then lined up Dante's post, you would think he was trying to carbon copy everything that Andrew Tate does. And I don't understand the mentality behind that. So the psychology about what Dante is, what message he's trying to get across. I mean, there is similarities out here, which is really, really unusual. Susie's here. She's trying to catch up. But all I see is someone who's trying to give you the impression that his life is wonderful. And what we are going to show you is a lot of stuff. And hopefully, I think I've got everything on my screen. Oh, wait, there's more. We're just going to grab everything we've got. Now, we have got a folder for Dante's stuff. And I'm going to, I just don't want to, we'll have a look at this. I'll just see if I can actually do the right thing here and bring up this, put this in the window.
I don't really want to sell it, chocolate, bro, but I did buy it at a good price, and I would be making like $10,000 or the olive. No, on this, I'll be making like $10,000 profit. So I mean, your call. You're my boy, so like I gotta what's the number? What are we gonna do on this? Because it's naked. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like very, very high 30s. It's gonna sell for very low 40s. So I'm saying it's a hot watch too. No, I'll keep it, but I know I have it. I gotta find it. You didn't bring it here? No, I thought this was this set right here. You have more Rolex boxes? Maybe they. I got one more at the house. It's somewhere. But we just went through the move and all the shit, so yeah, I don't know. She might have wound up with it. So if it's Nike, bro, then I mean, probably just keep this. I'm not gonna take a loss. I paid $45,000 for this. Sucks. No card. I'll keep this.
So am I right in thinking that he's lost a box to his Rolex? And I mean, what is it with the Rolexes, guys? I don't get it. It's really weird. I mean, I don't know how rich I would be. I don't even like Rolexes. I mean, well, I might find one I like one day. And to be honest, I think wearing a Rolex is just about prestige. And I don't think if I was wealthy enough, if I was filthy rich, I would need to actually prove my wealth. It seems like everyone seems to be living a veneer life. And when we get stuck into this blog, you actually see that there's patterns forming here. And I think these guys aren't as wealthy as they claim. We're going to see looking at sports cars, which I don't even believe he owns. After looking at Christopher Delgado and his 12 sports cars and getting $37,000 back from his collection of sports cars worth millions of dollars, I don't know why these guys have to get on Instagram and try to pretend to everybody that they're filthy rich. If I could afford to pay $45,000 for a watch, I would like to think I had like $5 million in the bank earning me interest, rather than spending principal all day long. Or where did these watches actually come from? Were they, expensive gifts from other people? Maybe that's why people have been subpoenaed. Like, how did he pay for that watch may come out in the wash in the not too distant future. I mean, this is what I would like to see. If these guys are sitting here claiming that they've paid $45,000 for a watch and they've got a whole tray of Rolex watches they claim their own, where did these come from? Where did the money come from? These are questions I think these influencers need to actually start saying, showing you actually how they got that cash, whether it was a favor or an exchange of goods. Read between the lines if you wish.
All right, so we'll run this and then give me a number on all this other shit. So you want me to tell you like sale price? Do you have a card for this, a card or no? No card, right? No card? No card. Card? I'm just curious, what did you pay for this? I paid $19,000. I have the original receipt right here. I bought it from International Diamonds. Oh, right here. Very nice. I paid $18,000 for it. Let's see how long ago, guys. We've been doing this for a really long time. 2013. Wow. Don't play with him. Ever. Never play with him. You got like 200 G's over here, over. The guy came loaded. Here. This is just stuff I don't want. Hold on. Oh, here he goes. Let's go. Hold on. Oh, we got the Louis trap. Oh, we upgrading. Oh, whoa. That's 500 We upgrading. That's almost 600. So stay tuned what we doing over here. Yes. Pistachio. Okay, so let's find out. I'm gonna find out right now. This. Always in hell. The jewelry's lab or natural? Natural, from my understanding. This is from Bloomingdale's.
So just imagine, I'm going to keep playing this, that money doesn't change hands. Watches do. Imagine this is a great way of moving money around the world. Money laundering comes to mind. And instead of, you go into these jewelers and you buy a watch for, tens of thousands of dollars, and then you use that as collateral to exchange money. Now, I don't know if you get a proof of ownership when you buy one of these watches or whether you need to present one when you sell it. But what a great way of moving money around the world. And didn't we read that Christopher Delgado had 18 watches? I've heard from other sources that he had 50 to 100 Rolex watches in Dubai. Whether that's ever been, but let's carry on listening with another 2 minutes. I think this is great to document this.
Let me ask you a question now. You don't want to cash, you want to leave consignment, right? Yes, everything consignment because I'm not in a rush. Okay. We're not hurting over here, guys. I like that. I'm hurting. And we're going to roll this back into some new items, and I'm just going to keep it flowing, man. I'm going to keep it pushing to you. I'm going to be the next Uncle Manny over here. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like that. Better version, though. Better looking version, for sure. Man, he's not the greatest looking. I'm sure the girls will be more happy. Okay, let's see. Factory bezel or no? Factory, everything's factory. But no card? No card. This is factory dial, factory everything, aftermarket bezel. What did I tell you? You haven't told me anything on these. You gave me numbers on these. So if I sell this for X, Y, and Z, how much do you want? How do you want to work it? You said you're going to take a percentage. I'm fair with the percent that we came up with. What would be your cash out right? I'm just curious. Cash out right now with vengeance. Or pick if you want. I mean, just that's what I do, you know? What are you talking right now? Tell me. You need crypto? You want wire? I mean, what do you need? All right, hold on. Are they going to ring?
Did you hear what he said? You want wire, you want crypto. So these guys will take these assets and turn it into crypto for people. Read between the lines.
Let me look at the number minus the price. Here. This was going to be an RA department, but I know this is a factory MOP, so it's worth a lot. This is very nice. What do you see in all this? Your breakdown in your head. I know what I paid. I paid 11,000, 18,000, 14,000, 45,000, 11,000, 7,800.
So in another video, that necklace he just picked up for $11,000, somebody said it was worth $15,000. So it's like the wealth or the value is in the eye of the beholder.
2,500. This is, it's one of them other ones. For the watches, that's for the watches. What do you see here money wise right now? Cash or crypto?
Or crypto. So this is where they move money around. Is that what I'm hearing? So you can go in there with a watch, as long as you've got the box, and you can get crypto for your watches. You know, do these guys not have to trace the money? Or, you know, I hope these guys in these shops have been subpoenaed asking how they paid or how they sold items for Christopher Delgado. This is where I see the investigation needs to go.
Break it down. Definitely more than 50. No, I'm talking about cash out. How was the cash out? I need to hear your number. I don't really like giving numbers.
Oh, I think 80.
Okay. So you give me a number,
That's
and
smart.
then from
I like
there,
that.
we're gonna go from there.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
That's it. Excellent. All right. I'm just fixing my last copyright issue over here. So that's one video. We also have other videos as well. I think you got the idea. We've got what looks like a Playboy lifestyle. This is Young Rich Fit. Hey, okay with what you want? Bring you a bunch of watches, jewelry on consignment. As we spoke previously, I'll be there at 2 p.m. Okay, sounds good to me. Biggest in the world. I'm actually not selling anything because I need to. We're starting a new business. We will be buying and selling watches and working directly with the world Wolf of Watches. Did anybody that's been following my Goliath investigations would know that we've always been trying to follow the money. There's a reason why these Rolex dealers have been subpoenaed. I'm pretty sure I'm right, they have been subpoenaed. There's a reason why I have suspected Dante of being involved. I mean, he talks about himself as being a pimp. And I've got another video over here, which is breathtaking. And I'm going to play some of that as we go through. And I'll just bring that up. 1 second, please, caller. And I just don't know where we have fallen apart as a human race. So this is, I downloaded this about 3 hours ago, and this is the reels of Dante's, I don't know how to explain it, but these are the reels. I don't even know if I got this where I want it to be, actually. Hold on 1 minute, please, caller. So these are the reels taken off his Instagram page. And I just want to see if I can actually make this a bit more visual. Maybe that's, just don't want to chop. I think we'll just take it at the bottom of the screen isn't that important.
So,
anyway.
Yeah, I've had to do that a few times that we broke up. I know exactly what she wants. She wants money. She says she's not one of those working girls, but I've been able to buy her back a few times. And it was all based off of only one thing. So, you can believe her if you want, but you'd be a fool.
Okay. So
yeah, I'm more of a champagne poppy instead of, one of those other guys. I'll trick on you. I'll spend some money. I'll pay your bills. I'll take you shopping. I'll do all that. But straight up, just pay for the box? No, not me. But I did it a few times with her. That's facts. So yeah, I've been her pimp. I've been her trick.
So admitting that you've been somebody's pimp is pretty out there, isn't it?
I've been her baby daddy. I've been her man. I've been it all. Hey, that's facts. So yeah, now's a good time for all you guys who do buy box to know she got some good box. It's worth paying for.
Sound like a pimp to me? Is that what he's referring to? I'm not up with all this toof talk. But what I hear is somebody that has no respect for women talking and seems to be thinking this is the way you live life now.
But I told her she can't be taking that Dr. James price no more. She is worth way more. She needs at least 5K a pop now. So make sure y'all come correct. Don't ever, ever, ever disrespect her again the way he did.
Yeah, so then we got other stuff. So he's back here again. I'll just go back to that. So young as rich, all the tea. And let's see what he says now.
I mean, the facts are, I'm unstoppable because I tell the truth. I got nothing to hide. I'm going to tell you straight up every single time. Whether it's good, bad, or in between. If it makes me look good or if it makes it look bad, I could care less because I don't care about none of y'all. Not one of y'all mother suckers are paying my bills. Not one of y'all. So I'm getting rich off y'all watching. That's what I'm doing. I'm smart.
Watching?
She's dumb. I make money. She knows how to get guys to give her money. That's the only difference. She don't know how to make money unless it's a guy giving it to her. I actually go out in the field, I make businesses, and I put deals together, and I make real money. That is impressive. All right, guys, welcome to the trading compound. So we got the simulator here, just in case you guys want to get smoked. This is where we will be doing one-on-one trading, mentorship, all type of cool stuff. Check out the crazy table. Got the lounge here with the big screen. We got the bar. And this is where we'll keep the cars. We're doing some cool stuff, content all day, every day. So stay tuned. I hope that you guys are excited as I am. This is gonna be a really cool add-on to what we got going on over here. And so just stay tuned, that's it. All right, guys, welcome to the trading compound.
So if you're looking through this again,
Here,
right?
just in case you guys want to get smoked, check out the crazy table.
So we're going to see him talking in that crazy table in a few minutes. We've got these cars that you see here now. We've just had a post on Mike that I did the other day. So Mike Krillins, I forgot his name already. I had it there for a wee while, but not long. We did a post the other day how Mike, this post here. So Mike's now doing trading. You go to his Instagram account, which seemed to be down for 12 hours yesterday. You go to this other guy, iKing Bod, whatever his name is. You can check out their links. You'll find these in my stories. And then you've got Mike sitting here with a motorbike and the same license plate number, same car, same Rolls Royces, everything. Two different influencers using the same vehicles. These guys think they're that clever that they can fool people. They're not going to fool my team of Avengers. And now you've got old Dante over here walking around prancing in front of cars. He didn't say they're his cars. But no doubt if they were his cars, they'll be leased or owned by somebody else. But if you walk by them, and then next minute we're going to see, all these guys, going through and let's just have a look at, just see if we can actually bring this one up. So this guy here is the other influencer, not associated with Goliath Ventures, but he's got all these videos of him driving around in these cars, same cars with the flash ceilings. We've even got him getting haircuts at resorts. And then if you go to, and this is just what we're watching. So if you watched my blog yesterday, you might think that was a bit of a witch hunt. But now we've got Mike doing all these videos telling you about Mikey app. And the funny thing about these videos, they seem to be recorded in Bali because he's meant to be in Dubai at the moment. So I don't understand. I think these are pre-recorded is what I'm getting to. But let's have a wee listen to Mikey.
Just got off the plane, just landed in Bali.
Oh, he's in
Mikey
Bali.
has banked me almost $4,000. Just opened up a trade. Yesterday, Mikey sent me the signal, and we're up about 4K. Let me show you quickly.
So if you were clever enough, you could probably increase that and see how much money he deposited to get that. But I believe that all these trading figures are all fake.
So I was out on the plane yesterday and I had a flight attendant ask me, what do I do to stay in shape? How am I in such great shape?
So if you've been following Mikey, you'd probably throw up listening to this rubbish. But isn't it funny, I watched these videos. I didn't actually watch the first video where he says he landed in Bali. So at the moment, is he in Bali? And if he's in Bali, why is he going back and forth to Bali and Dubai for? What's the attraction in Bali? Well, the people that are running this Mikey app for him, we believe, are in Bali, because the other influencer that we showed you has also been in Bali together with Mike.
2 times in my life financially where I've really had to bet on myself, and both times I created the most financial wealth in my entire life. Whether that's leaving your hometown, whether that's leaving your job, whether that's spending all the money you have to invest in yourself, invest in your skills. When it comes to trading, don't expect to be profitable right from the very beginning. This is a skill you need to learn just like any other skill. It takes time. You need to invest in yourself. I had to invest in myself in order to make money trading and become successful. Like I said, there's been a few times in my life where I've had to do this, and it always turned out to be the best thing ever. Believe in yourself, trust in yourself, invest in yourself, don't give up, even when time. And then I'm looking for a rejection.
So I think you get enough, but you're probably wondering what the connection is between that and the other stuff. I'm just going to flip between screens here. I'm just trying to get my messages working. I'm just going to copy that, and then I'm going to flip back to Telegram. The only way I seem to be able to do this is by doing this in real time. And then I'm going to paste Susie's comment back there again. And delete that version of it. Whoops. Delete. And delete. And then we should have a nice looking box for next time. So that's going to help us out for future posts. All right. So I'm just going to test that theory. And look at that. That's great. Anyway, so yeah, so what's Mike got to do? Well, Mike's a trader, yes, eh? Mike's telling everyone how to trade and what to do and all that sort of carry on. You can actually sign up for Mikey Trading. And I've got quite a few different, things. But what he's encouraging you to do, now he's got people coming out telling you how wonderful the trading advice is. And I tell you what, this is all bullshit. This is the sort of stuff that you see from these idiot traders. And we think that Mike's getting scammed by a company that's claiming that they can make him into what looks like a successful trader. And, when you see these guys, like you're going to find, here's another trader, which I just mentioned, same cars, exactly the same cars. When you come back to our blog here, that you're going to see, I'm going to mention this again. And down here, we've got Dante on his own website. Now listen to this. This is a pretty outrageous claim.
I'm young rich, and I've got a proven strategy that turns $500 into $10,000 in less than 10 minutes. Now, I'm not telling you this to flex on you. I'm telling you this because you're probably sitting somewhere with next to nothing left and trying to figure this out. So by the end of this video, you're going to either continue to keep losing, or you're going to lock in with me and you're going to become profitable. So don't get mad at me. I'm here to teach you the ways if you're ready to learn. So before any of the cars, the trades, or the screen time, I started off as a young kid selling candy in school to my classmates and friends. I then started selling CDs and burning mixtapes during the Napster era. Then at the age of 15, I moved into the music industry. This is where I learned marketing, branding, and I learned how to become a business owner. I then got introduced to vacation call centers. And at that time, I knew I really didn't care about the fame. I just wanted the money. And so I exited the music industry and I started my own vacation call center right here in the beautiful Orlando, Florida, where everything just makes sense when it comes to vacations. I then grew that company to an 8-figure business, producing over $10 million a year in revenue. And then COVID came and took us out of business. Unfortunately, we could no longer travel people. However, I wasn't going to sit around and let anything stop me from continuing this journey. I started immediately with the shift. I moved into luxury car rentals, solar, and building swimming pools. And at the same time, I simultaneously taught myself how to trade. And that's when everything really started to change. Just like you, I knew nothing. I had no guidance. I had no mentor. But I knew that this was something that I was interested in, and I knew that this was something that I personally wanted to be involved with. I did all the hard work. I fell on my face so you don't have to. I've got the blueprint and I've got the results. And so I've done all the hard work and I've put it together in an easy format to teach people just like you. So you've been sitting there for long enough. You saw us all win. You've seen the money, you've seen the action, and now it's time for you to take action. So tap in with your boy right now and lock in, and I can assure you we're going to have you profitable within the next few weeks.
Had to do that a few times.
Most guys selling courses send you to a channel where there's no one there, and after you've paid, you realize you're all alone. We do not do that. We have a live, we have a community, we have an entire infrastructure, people that are here to assist you in getting through this process together. And if after some time I can't get you to become profitable, the payment is 100% refundable. That is how much I guarantee that you will win. Now, this is what you're going to do next. You're going to click the link below. You're going to fill everything out, and I'm going to see you on the other side, and we're going to get you profitable.
Wow, doesn't that sound awesome? Hope you enjoyed that one, ladies. That's on his Vimeo account, so you can't always see it. Now, just I want you to check out, before we get into the blog, is this video here. Now, this is Mikey, otherwise known as Mike Shalinsky. If I say that right that time, Susie, she's trying to give me spelling lessons, which I do appreciate. Shimleski. I just need to see that word in my mind before I pronounce it all day long. Now, this one here is actually breathtaking. Now, just bear in mind, the car that he's driving around in isn't his, and the way he's talking about women is disgusting. And if you were to line up a video with Mike talking about women, and say Andrew Tate talking about women, I would like you to spot the difference. But I've actually uploaded this to my YouTube channel, and I'll remove it after this video. But I just wanted to, I'm not sure about the music. It says the music's okay. I'm just going to check that because I don't want to, what am I trying to say? I'm just going to check that on another screen. Won't be a second, young people. Let's go, just go streaming. And if not, we'll play it later. In the meantime, listen to the rock song that I've put together while I do this.
Smoke in the skyline, truth in the fire, another empire built on borrowed desire.
Right, I've done my checks and we can play this. All right, let's go. Let's see what not that one. Let's listen to what Mike says and see I'd love to know what you think about this type of video.
Scammers love sex workers. You know, I actually heard
He said scammers love sex workers. So I don't know why these guys need to talk about sex workers.
that from a very famous female psychologist who ironically was a sex worker herself. I'm not going to mention her name. Why? Because no genuinely successful businessman wants to sleep with a prostitute. Real entrepreneurs are some of the toughest people on the planet. And this is why. They have earned every single dollar through grit, hard work, determination. They've been given all the trials and tribulations life can throw at them.
All right, so let's just put that into perspective. We've got video evidence of Mike saying he had no money at all before he went to Orlando and hooked up with Goliath Ventures and Christopher Delgado. So any money that Mike has currently got, he was living in a $16,000 house in Orlando. And then when all the heat happened with Christopher getting charged for his connection to a $328 million Ponzi scheme, which Christopher Delgado has now pleaded guilty for, Mike takes off to Dubai and scrambles to get something together to keep his income coming in. Now, we've got photos of Mike being in sports cars, all sorts of things. So we know that the money that he's claiming he's made and the successful traders, we've even got other evidence I can't tell you about where has made disastrous trades and is not a successful trader as he's making it. So this guy is a living lie, And would you associate with somebody that we have got evidence that we've provided to the federal government of Mike bringing in $35 million to Goliath Ventures? So we've got screenshots of Excel data sheets of names, phone numbers, email addresses of these people that Mike has introduced to Goliath Ventures. Now, he gets commissions for doing so. He's now living in Dubai. Give me one reason why Mike has decided to go to Dubai to live while Christopher is facing 50 years in prison. And now he's on Instagram defaming women like they're pieces of dirt. And guess who's shadowing everything he says?
Used to earning things the hard way, whether that's building their wealth or winning the heart of a great woman. Just like easy money doesn't excite a man, a woman who shows up for one night because of money isn't going to excite that man either. They'd rather invest their time, get to know somebody, build something real with a woman they genuinely like and who adds value to their life. And I'm talking about people who are actually successful, real successful business owners, not some fucking losers that got rich quick through scamming people or gambling. The people who make money overnight through dishonest shortcuts, people who inject themselves with...
So is he talking about himself? He got rich overnight, and I wouldn't call him rich, overnight by scamming people. He's talking about the elephant in the room himself. And now he's going to talk about people like Tomo.
steroids to get fit fast. They're taking shortcuts in life, whether it's with money, whether it's their fitness, and more than likely, they're gonna take shortcuts in life when it comes to their women. If you believe you have the mindset of a real businessman, just send me the number 5. I'm gonna help you get closer to your goals completely free. Just send me the number 5. I'm gonna help you get closer to your goals.
Don't send him the number 5. Now, Susie's just mentioned a really, really good fact in here, that when we went through those spreadsheets of Mike Shinlinsky, we found Dante and his girlfriend were on the spreadsheet. So we know that Mike referred Dante into Goliath Ventures. And now we have been chatting with Dante quite a lot. And as I said, he was quite chatty. He was also trying to throw other people under the bus, claiming that he had evidence of a high-profile lawyer. So I said to him, well, what is the evidence? He said that this high-profile lawyer actually recruited people into Goliath Ventures. But then he changed the story, because when I asked him for evidence proving that he had evidence that this high-profile lawyer actually recruited people into Goliath Ventures, he had nothing. So then his story started to change. And then he started saying, but because this high-profile lawyer was associated to Goliath Ventures, that was what made his mind up into investing. And now we find out that he invested through Mike Shinlinsky, and that's how he actually got involved with Goliath Ventures. Now, he's endorsed Christopher with his behavior, and I don't have any proof that he recruited anybody, nor did we find him on their website. However, there is enough evidence. And now I'm just going to say what I'm thinking out there. These Rolex watches could be the smoking gun. He might think he's so smart trading in Rolex watches for crypto. And this is how these people are actually trading their wealth. Maybe it's the Rolex watches. Maybe that's why there's subpoenas. Now, Susie will correct me in the chat room, but the Rolex watch guys, I'm 90% sure, but the Rolex watch guys have been subpoenaed as well. Because their customer databases were actually, we believe, given to Goliath so they could recruit more people. But anyway, let's watch the end of this video, because there is evidence here that they are shadowing each other.
Completely free. And you might be wondering, Mike, how are you going to do that? Well, let me tell you. I've built an AI that's designed to help people make money every single day. Depending on how you use it, many people may be able to generate $50, $100, or $500. I'm not going to promise you that you can make as much money as me, but you will be able to make extra income on the side. And for the reasons I've already explained on my Instagram page, you can go watch those videos for yourself. I'm going to give you access completely free to the AI. Just send me the number 5 and I'll send you the link to my Telegram channel.
All right, so now we want to have a look, and you'll see the comments underneath this video. And so far, True Money Mike, there's nothing there, but it will come up in a second. I'm not going to fast forward it. And now we're going to see Dante commenting. And there we go. It says, I love all women. I'll save you all. So, we've got Dante on video claiming he's a pimp for his ex-girlfriend. And now we've got Dante, commenting, shadow commenting, and obviously associating with. Now, if I was involved with anything to do with Goliath Ventures or any of the co-conspirators, I would run 100 miles away from anybody who's associated, who potentially could do time for promoting Goliath Ventures. Now, we're all waiting, and we're all waiting for that day when we get somebody else charged in connection to Goliath Ventures. And at the moment, it is a little bit hard, encouraging people to hang in there before, something else happens. So Susie just said that we've got proof, a photo evidence of this influencer and Mikey being in Bali together. I'll just get rid of that one there. So is this guy on the way to Bali again? Why are these two guys going to Bali all the time? This looks very similar to the last complex they were in when they were getting their haircuts done together. Maybe I believe that these guys are going there, and there's some organization out there that is basically grooming these people and doing all the work for them, showing them how to recruit and how to set up the business and the like. So that's the other influencer, not Mikey, so don't worry, I haven't got that mixed up. But I would love to see a photo of those two together. Look at this. But I do believe all these are staged photos. We've got photos, all these guys out there doing their thing. Exclusive nightclubs. Let's have a look. But if you went through Mike's, I haven't got access to Mike's Facebook, and I haven't got time to actually, do everything. But I'd love to see a photo of these two guys together, and anyone else that's doing it. But we're just having a quick look while we're here. They went through the bamboo ride. Is that Mike? Who's that guy he's praying with? Please help us scam everyone. Please help us scam everybody. Don't know. That's not Mike, is it, on the left? Don't think so. Anyway, let's carry on. Helicopters. Ladies, gents. It's good they know what loo to go to. More music. Oh, that's cool. First class flights. Nice accommodation. Yeah, but it looks to me like they're all, pretty cat. Okay, pretty cat. Yes, they will do that. Oh, yes, got to do the pull-ups in the morning. But anyway, it would be neat to see a photo. I think Susie will find one. It's a current photo from Stories. Oh, okay, well, let's have a quick look and see. Have a look at the stories. Oh, there's only a few photos up here. So you've got, okay, maybe they're flatmates, but you've got, I'm not doing the sound on purpose. Oh, well, let's have a listen, see what it is. It's always raining in Bali. Well, not always. Right, beautiful. 22 hours ago. That music. You can't fast forward these. So we'll fast forward that one. Party. I mean, it's kind of funny, isn't it? Can't see anyone there, we know. Oh, you sent me a photo? Oh, brilliant, thank you. I'll have a look in a sec. I just wouldn't mind being. Go to the next one. Looks like it's a great place to go if you're into the party scene. As long as you want to wear togs and run around with your hands bouncing up and down the air like you're having a great time. I think if you keep telling yourself that you love your life, that eventually you'll love it. And there's the famous motorbike rides again. But we haven't got it there. But we'll just have a wee look. Germany. Anyway, so we do have the photo just to prove it. So we didn't come this far, only to come this far. but I'm sure these guys don't like us exposing what they're up to, which is absolutely batshit crazy. But there's the photo that we're looking at. So we've got Mike and the other influencer together. I don't know what Mike's trying to do there, but there's no doubt about it that these guys are all playing the same game. Alrighty, so what have we got? For you today? You may be a bit shocked on what evidence we've got. What we're trying to do is to show, I believe that these guys are trading Rolex watches. That's my hunch. I haven't even discussed that with the Avengers. The current photos from stories. There we go. The shirt was interesting. Fake. Hello, Queen of Karma. Lovely to see you here. Queen of Karma helps me fight these scams. She has her own YouTube channel. Hey, David. Nice to see you here. As I would have no direct intel of any person who is actually an employee or investor, I was nothing more than an investor. So all the way through this story, this blog, you're going to hear Dante telling me he was nothing more than an investor. But the evidence might speak another tune. For months, a name kept surfacing through my investigation into Goliath Ventures. It wasn't Christopher Delgado, even though he did. It was Dante. Now, how do I say his name? Am I going to say that?
Spitalieri.
Spitalieri. Now, there's two spellings of it. We'll get to that in a minute too. First of all, I noticed him alongside Delgado's in photographs, luxury lifestyle posts, investor events, social media content that projected success, confidence, and wealth. As I dug deeper into what prosecutors now allege was a cryptocurrency investment fraud involving hundreds of millions of dollars, I don't know why the word alleges in there.
Allege.
It has now got evidence. Christopher's pleaded guilty. So it wasn't an alleged cryptocurrency investment fraud. You think I wrote this blog? It was a crypto investment fraud involving hundreds of millions of dollars. His name continued to emerge in places I couldn't ignore. Then something happened. While publicly insisting he was nothing more than an investor, Dante began using social media to question the conduct of other people connected to Goliath. Watching those events unfold raised an obvious question. Now, what I'm referring to here, Chris, if you followed all the posts that Dante's been doing, he started alleging that a high-profile lawyer was heavily involved, as I mentioned earlier on. I'm going to mention their name because I don't believe they were involved in the way he's alleging. I do believe they were involved, but I don't want to sit here and... so he was claiming that this person was a major promoter of Goliath Ventures. And I don't see... there's no evidence at all of this person ever promoting or recruiting people into Goliath Ventures. Now, I believe I know 99.5% of everything this individual he's talking about. And there is some connection, but once that individual said, show me the books, Christopher Delgado, and Christopher wouldn't, he said, I've got nothing more to do with this company because he didn't feel right about it, and he backed right out. And he even warned people not to get involved. That carries, because he's had no association that I know of since that happening, unlike Dante, who seems to be still associating with the same people that we have evidence of that have defrauded people out of millions of dollars with Goliath Ventures. And that's my point that I'm making, and that's why we're doing this article on Dante. Rather than investigating allegations Dante was making about others, I thought I would investigate Dante himself. That decision led me down an unexpected path. For weeks, I exchanged dozens of WhatsApp messages with Dante, giving him every opportunity to explain his role in his own words. At the same time, I reviewed bankrupt filings, federal court records, corporate registrations, archived videos, social media posts, and public documents that painted a far broader picture than our conversations alone. Now, you might think that's quite interesting. So this is part of what I call Operation Elephant. Now, if you go to my website, toheck.com, you can actually go through here. If you want the phone numbers to all these people, these co-conspirators, you click that button. But if you go to the bottom of my very article, you can see that the investigation continues, and we actually have this thing called Operation Elephant. When Christopher Delgado was arrested, many people assumed this investigation was over. I disagree. While Delgado became the first person to be charged. He did not build Goliath Ventures alone. Over the course of this investigation, I documented a network of promoters, recruiters, business associates, service providers, and supporters that helped grow Goliath Ventures into what the federal investigators now describe as a multi-$100 million fraud. And that's is where Operation Elephant begins. The old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You can go read my whole investigation in here, but that's why we're investigating everybody that we believe endorsed, helped Goliath Ventures grow into something it is now, and that's simply by going through hours and hours and hours and hours of footage, YouTube posts, and we've even got investigators in England at the moment investigating my liquidity partners and the people associated with that. And they have been people with deep pockets are actually instigated that investigation, and they're actually literally asking for the help of the Avengers, otherwise known as AAA, and that is the Avenger Anti-Fraud Alliance. And that's an organisation that we're putting together at the moment to show people that we can investigate any crime going at the moment. We've got the best open source intelligent investigators on the planet, I believe. Well, maybe we're biased with that conversation, but you get the idea. This investigation is not about guilt by association, but it is about following the evidence wherever it leads. Who exactly is Dante? What role did he play in the rise of Goliath Ventures? Why did the bankrupt estate later subpoena his communication and financial records? And does the documentary evidence support his repeated claim there was nothing more than just an investor? Now, we're not going to actually put that in your mouth to swallow. You can taste it and decide what you want to swallow about this investigation. So who is this young fella? 37 years of age, I think, to date, which would be really cool to find out. I think that's pretty right. Before examining Dante's own account, it's important to explain why he attracted my attention in the first place. Now, we might be repeating ourselves a little bit here, but during my investigation into Goliath Ventures Inc., I categorized people according to their observable role, not whether they had been charged with crime or officially employed by the company. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, most of the mainstream journalists that I know of wait until the court records come out. We've got court records in here, but we've got nothing with association with Goliath Ventures. And rather than reporting the news at the bottom of the cliff, we like to be in the trenches with the people that we believe added to the growth of Goliath Ventures. So we will watch social media posts, and Dante's probably a victim of his own demise in a way, because he's out there on social media doing his thing, you know, sharing posts and basically admitting guilt of any by his own admission. And that's what we're doing here. So these founders, employees, recruiters, public promoters, business associates, and investors, as the investigation expanded, also maintained a working list of individuals whose conduct warranted closer examination as potential co-conspirators. That list wasn't a declaration of guilt. It was an investigation tool used to prioritize the people who whose public conduct appeared to have contributed to Goliath Ventures' credibility and growth. So if we do that, if I go to persons of interest, you've often seen me bring up this photo here. And these are Goliath Ventures co-conspirators. And you can see we've got Dante here. We've already done stuff on Nick Petrillo, obviously Chris, Tomo, Stephen Davis. We've still got investigations. So this is the elephant in the room. These are the people that we believe are co-conspirators. Even Gary Rice, you probably don't even know who he is, but he's the film man that follows these guys around like a little wee puppy and interviews these people. We've got Nadia Bringus, so these are the people that we're actively going after, and we'll go after them one at a time, and we'll give you as much evidence as we can, because this investigation started on the 1st of September. Dante was one of those individuals. So he was on the list, as I just showed you. His name surfaced repeatedly throughout my investigation. I found him standing beside Christopher Delgado in photographs, appearing at investor events, featuring in videos, and maintaining an active social media presence that publicly endorsed both Goliath and the luxury lifestyle surrounding it. Now, we just showed you the ones about all the Rolex watches. Based on the evidence available at the time, I believe those public associations justified a closer look. As my investigation progressed, however, the pictures became to be a nuance. Now, is that right?
Nuanced.
I love that. Dante consistently maintained that he was nothing more than an investor. He declined being an employee, declined receiving commissions, and declined actively, is that declined? Denied, I should say. There we go. He denied being an employee, denied receiving commissions, and denied actively recruiting people into Goliath. And I have no evidence to dispute that that's not true. I also found no evidence that he appeared on the company's official website as a representative or held any formal position in the business. Rather than accepting either narrative at face value, I decided to do what I always do, follow the evidence. So following the evidence, where did it lead me? Rather than relying on rumors, anonymous tips, and social media speculation, I contacted Dante directly and gave him every opportunity to explain his involvement in his own words. After several weeks, we engaged dozens of WhatsApp messages covering his relationship with Christopher Delgado, his involvement with Goliath Ventures, and his public activity before and after the company collapsed. I wasn't interested in creating sensational headlines. Leave that to the real media. They'll probably do an article on one day and think, breaking news. Anyway, let's get back on target. Let's not talk about Channel 9 News. I wanted answers. Throughout every investigation, I asked the same questions. What did you personally witness? What can you prove? And what documents support your claims? Those questions matter because once an investigation scheme collapses, hindsight often replaces first-hand knowledge. Rumors spread quickly, opinions harden, and memories become influenced by everything that happened afterwards. My job is to separate the documented facts from personal belief. We can all have a theory, can't we? But we can also have a hunch. So there we go. Now, to Dante's credit, he answered many of my questions and eventually acknowledged the limits of his own knowledge. So he made some pretty outrageous claims, like some of us do sometimes, but then he realized he pulled his head in and said, well, I don't have any facts. It's just speculation, some of it. Anyway, he told me he had never been an employee of Goliath, had no access to company internal records, ownership documents, or investor lists. So he was claiming all sorts of things about the ownership of Goliath Ventures, but when it push come to shove, he had no evidence and possessed no insider knowledge of how the business was operated behind the scenes. Well, to be honest, I probably have more evidence than most people at my fingertips, so I was genuinely interested when he started saying some of the things he was alleging. That admission changed the direction of my investigation. Instead of asking what Dante knew about Goliath's internal operations, I began asking different questions. If he was nothing more than an investor, why did his name continuously appear alongside Christopher Delgado throughout my investigation? And why did the bankrupt estate later seek access to his communications and financial records? The bankrupt estate wanted answers too. As my investigation gathered momentum, I discovered something that reinforced that Dante had attracted what had attracted my attention in the first place. It wasn't something I uncovered through social media. It came from the United States Bankruptcy Court. So on June the 25th, 2026, the number 9 bankruptcy estate of Goliath Ventures issued Dante with a Roll 2004 subpoena, requiring him to produce a broad range of documents relating to his dealings with the company. The production request covered communications with Goliath, communications with Christopher Delgado, cryptocurrency accounts, bank statements, broker accounts, financial records, and documents relating to transfers of funds or digital assets involving Goliath Ventures or its affiliates. It also sought blockchain transaction records and wire transfers and supporting receipts. Now, that, to me, is absolutely batshit crazy, because that video that I showed you, that I had on there a second ago, is actually breathtaking when you think about it. Because in this video, and this might be...
I don't really want to sell it.
Chocolate
So
very low 40s. So I'm saying it's hot.
So this guy here, remember he
She
said...
might have wound up with it.
So he's given him the hard pressure, asking about how much money he wants for these watches, and then he says he will pay with crypto.
10,000, 18,000, 14,000, 45,000, 11,000, 7,800, 2,500. This is, it's one of them other ones.
For the watches, that's for the watches. What do you see here money wise right now, cash or crypto?
Cash or crypto. So does it not surprise you that they want to see crypto transactions? Imagine that they've got the smoking gun. Just Danny's brain here is going, I wonder if they're using Rolex watches to trade their way the money around. So you click on this here, you can actually read the notice of Rule 2004 examination. And this is the most strongest thing any bankruptcy person can actually do. So this is what they've actually asked Dante to supply, and you can go through and read all the terms and conditions of that and what they actually want from it. It's breathtaking when you read it, but it's there for you to read in the blog. Go and read your heart's content. But that's what they've requested from him. So that immediately caught my attention, and no doubt it's caught yours as well. A Rule 2004 subpoena is one of the broadest investigation tools available in the United States bankrupt proceedings. Its purpose is to help the bankrupt estate identify assets, trace transactions, and understand what happened before the company collapsed. The subpoena doesn't accuse him of wrongdoing, nor does it establish liability. What it does is demonstrate that bankrupt estates believe he possessed information or documents relevant to its investigation into Goliath Ventures. And would you believe that Mike Shimlinsky has also received one of those subpoenas as well? For me, obviously that was significant. It confirmed that I wasn't the only person asking questions about Dante's relationship with Christopher Delgado and Goliath. While I was independently examining public conduct and interviewing him about his role, the bankrupt estate was also seeking documentary evidence to better understand what had taken place behind the scenes. So, is Dante, am I just doing a witch hunt? I had to seriously think about what information I put on this article and what I didn't, because I didn't want to lead you down a path of thinking that this guy is just, had a bad run at the start, managed to clean up his act, and then basically now we've decided to do an article about him because we've got nothing better to do with our time. This is part of Operation Elephant. I'm asking people out there who have had involvements with Dante, Goliath Ventures, Mike Shilinsky, whatever it is, to come forward with more information. Now, if you think that the federal government has given up on Goliath Ventures co-conspirators and you're waiting for another more charges to come out, so are we. But in the meantime, don't think that we have dropped the gauntlet here. We are literally still actively investigating this. Like I said at the beginning of this blog or this live, I went to bed last night listening to the blog that I've just written. It had no substance really at all. I've spent the last 4 or 5 hours rewriting the blog. My Avengers have provided me all what you're about to see in documents that they have been gathering. I'm not the only person here. There's lots of unsung heroes that spend hours and hours and hours researching each and every one of these individuals. We didn't just come up with this co-conspirator list for the hell of it, which I've closed now, and we have really good intel on every individual. We just didn't think, I think they're involved. I'm going to put them up here again. So every single one of these individuals, like Vince Griata, the real estate agent, we know he's been at lots of events. We've got Punit Shaw. We know he's in Tampa. We know that he's mortified with his association with anyone that he introduced to Goliath Ventures. We know that he introduced over 500 people into Goliath. We know that he had a 7% club where people were getting 7% return per month. We know that he went to the $9 million Christmas do. We know that he had people following him around like he was somebody. So these guys we haven't forgotten about. You know, there's a lot of people's names we don't mention. Steve Davis, we know that he's been at car events lately. We've seen his McLaren being serviced, I don't know, groomed by the same people that used to look after Chris's cars. We also know that Alex Bianco, you know, his cars. You know, if you wanted to know who's going to get charged next, it's going to be Nick Petrillo and Matt Burks. All right. I think that would be a good time for me to do one of two things. First of all, I didn't put the join window on this one here. Probably don't need a help today. I'm on fire today. But I did want to do a quick poll. And I want to say, who would you want to see charged for their connection with Goliath Ventures next? Okay, is that a good question? So I think it would be fair to think Nick Petrillo, Matt Burks. I'm going to add two other people here, and this is just my opinion. Well, I think Mike Shimlinski. I knew I wasn't saying it right, but let's have a look. Shimlinski. I'm just going to put him there. I don't think Dante is going to be charged. Well, you never know, but I don't see any reason why he will be charged at the moment. However, that's not what this video is about. Limpski. If I spell Shimlinski wrong, it's L-E-W ski. What are now? Susie's having it. Boo Callow. Oh, stop it. Pierce Curry. I'm wondering if I'm looking at this list. Oh, Jay Newton, and that's just a short list. But if I was to do a vote on that, we're going to call him Jay. Is it Jason Newton? It's not Jason, is it? It is Jace. I'm just going to call him Jay Newton, but I think everyone knows who he is. So let's start a poll and let's see how the votes go on with that one there. So participate in that. But anyway, that's what we're getting at. So a criminal conviction that predates Goliath. As I continued researching Dante's background, I uncovered federal criminal case that predates his association with Goliath Ventures by several years. And this is really relevant because there's a few things here that we believe have happened that even I haven't got on the blog. The court records from the United States District Court for the Middle District of Florida show that Dante pleaded guilty to conspiracy to contribute a controlled substance. Now, talking about people who've done that, Bitcoin Rodney is about to be released on the 3rd of September, I believe. Now, he was involved with another scam called Hyperverse. Now, I was involved with the IRS and we were providing evidence of his connection to Hyperverse. At the end of the day, he had 3 things that they were going to charge him on, and they finished up doing it for drug trafficking, I believe. That's what happened. Anyway, after he got his sentence the other day for 3 years, he's already served quite a bit of time in jail, so he's going to be released on the 3rd of September. I tell you what, criminal, what's one of my favorite YouTubers is CoffeeZilla. He often says crime pays. If you want to be a criminal all your life, then it seems like you might be hiding and ducking from the authorities quite a lot, but it does seem like you don't get much jail time for doing white-collar crime. And, you know, this is what I see time and time again. So it's frustrating for people like myself who chase down these scammers, give all the evidence, spend all the time, and then these guys get pathetic little time in jail. But this one was 10 months. So this case was filed on March 2022. And if you have a look at this case, you can see what he's charged for. It's all there for you to read. I'm not going to bore you reading it. This case was filed March 2022. Proceeded through multiple court hearings, including sentencing,
continuations,
the filing of the sentencing memorandum, and several sealed court proceedings before the final sentence was imposed. Now, there was a whole, it wasn't like he got arrested, charged, and then pleaded guilty. There was a whole ton of correspondence back and forth with this. Anyway, so I'm just telling you that now. But on the 4th of October 2020, the court sentenced Dante to 10 months imprisonment, followed by 4 years of supervised release. Now, why is that 4-year supervised release important? Well, if you do 2022, and then you've got 2026. You can see that the 4 years of supervised would have actually still been in play when Christopher Delgado was in full swing. So here you've got somebody who's been released by the courts associating with Christopher Delgado, who's under supervised supervision. The courts also imposed a mandatory special assignment while waiving any fine. So I don't know what a special assignment was, but anyway, you can go through and read the other court documents if you want to. That case attracted my attention not simply because of a conviction existed, but because it formed part of the broader timeline that was largely absent from Dante's public file. When someone later continues association with the company at the center of one of the largest alleged, I'm going to get rid of that word alleged. I can't believe. I'm actually so annoyed with that word. I'm going to do it right now. So we're going to go through here. And I'm going to remove the word alleged because it's not alleged. There's alleged gone, and it's starting to annoy me. So what else have we got here? Alleged, oh, that's right. Lawsuit alleged that. No, that's all right. We can leave those ones in. That cause. So what have it's got? For several years, continued promoting themselves successful entrepreneur traders. Who's that one there? What's that in business? Isn't over. Traders, financial, followed by review, encountered the names. Some of the individuals, others have appeared in civil litigation background, close to alleged hundreds of millions of dollars of losses. It's not allegedly that caused. I'm just going to get rid of that. And alleged. Right. I'm not going to put up with the word alleged there, ChatGPT, in case you're wondering. Alleged, and that one's all right. Lawsuit for alleged. Right, now we're talking. Now we can go back to my update. Goodness me. Anyway, so now we've updated this paragraph. I'm happier. Orange County records show that he was arrested during the time he would have been on supervision released. Orange County shows that he was arrested during the time he would have been under supervised release. Wonder why that wasn't mentioned. I don't know, Susie. Anyway, I'm just refreshing that page. Thank you very much. I'll put that on the screen for others to read because I read it like a bad character there. So this attracted my attention. Let's see if I can make this. So, okay, so what am I saying here? So he was under supervision, right? So that case attracted my attention not simply because a conviction exists, but because it formed part of the broader timeline that was largely absent from Dante's public profile, which I've already read. When someone later becomes associated with a company at the center of one of the largest crypto frauds in recent history, understanding their earlier history becomes an important part of the overall picture. A criminal conviction does not prove involvement in unrelated conduct, and I make no suggestion, however, I make no such suggestion. However, it is part of the public record, in my view, a relevant piece of background information when assessing credibility, public representations, and subsequent business activities. Now, Dante, if you are watching this live, there is a link in the chat room, in the YouTube chat. We broadcast on 6 different platforms at the moment. So if you follow me to the YouTube channel, you will see there is a public chat room, and there is a link where you can actually come and chat on stage if you want to. Knowing that you love social media so much, you'd probably jump at the chance if you're watching my live, as this was recorded live originally. By the time Goliath Ventures was attracting investors around the world, Dante already served a federal prison sentence and was subject to lengthy periods of supervised release. That chronology forms an important part of the understanding of the wider context surrounding the later association with Christopher Delgado and Goliath Ventures. Excuse me for trying to burp and talk at the same time. That the name that almost hid the record. Now, this is really interesting, and we reckon this has actually hindered our research to quite a degree. But while searching Dante's background, I noticed something unusual. Across different public records, his surname doesn't always appear the same way. The same records identified him as, now listen to the differences,
Dante Spitalieri,
Spitalieri, and then other records referred to him as
Dante Spitalieri.
Right, so you got two different spellings of the same name that are pronounced different ways. Try finding him on public records. Make sure you search both. It took us a wee while to figure that one out, but then we uncovered a treasure of information. Anyway, one with an I or an L, the capital I. I don't know if it's a capital I or capital L. I don't know. I presume it's a capital I. Missing. At first glance, that might seem like a minor typo error. In practice, however, it can make a significant difference when searching court databases, prison records, and other public sources. That discrepancy, that's better, became apparent while tracing Dante's federal criminal case. Had I searched for only one spelling of a surname, it could be easily have missed important records that help build a more complete picture of his background. It will also serve as a reminder that effective due diligence often requires searching multiple variations of a person's name rather than relying on a single spelling. Now, if you do a search on Dehek, remember Dehek is spelled D-E-H-E-K. But if you're doing a proper search in the telephone book, D-E space capital H-E-K is a completely different section of the book. That's the thing that I can often hide behind if I wanted to hide. Small inconsistencies in public records can sometimes hide significant information in plain sight, making thorough investigation research all the more important. So this is another record, and this one's really interesting. Now, this Bella Resorts was actually in another state or jurisdiction. I'm not American, so I don't exactly know. Earlier litigation raises some more questions. Now, I'm just going to have a read of these two paragraphs here because it's just going to make my life easier.
As I continued researching Dante's background, I discovered that Goliath Ventures wasn't the first time his name had appeared in public court records, connected to a business dispute. In a civil lawsuit filed in the Superior Court of New Jersey, Shelby Resorts LLC brought legal action against Bella Resorts LLC, naming both Dante Spitalieri and his mother, Carrie Spitalieri, as defendants.
Yeah, so funny enough, it seems funny when you bring your mother into it. My mother, I think is 82 at the moment, just managed to get hold of her estate after it had been ruined by my nephew, and things are going along there quite nicely, thanks very much. However, we've just been doing another investigation on a guy called Devon. And Devon put his mother in charge of going to a court appearance, and we watched it on video the other day. And I'm all of a sudden seeing that people are using their mums, because we've also got Hunter Smallback and his mum. And then we also had, it was another person that was involved. We've got Tomo, and his mum's involved with this business. So maybe we need to do a whole set of articles on people's mums that are helping facilitate these young people and their business opportunities as they grow into what? I think it's funny. According to the complaint, Shelley Resort had entered into a business relationship with Bella Resorts to obtain access to, what's that place called?
Wyndham Vacation.
Wyndham Vacation. Ownership points that were used to book accommodation for customers. Now, remember when we watched that video of Dante at the start? He said that they used to have a vacation business that turned over $10 million, and then they lost it in COVID, probably the same reason I lost my business. People weren't traveling. Shelby alleged that after the relationship had been operating for some time, the defendants demanded $100,000 and threatened to block Shelby's access to Wyndham. Is it Wyndham? Am I saying that right?
Wyndham accounts
if the payment was not made. The lawsuit further alleged that Shelby's refuses to pay, Bella Resorts blocked access to those accounts and cancelled existing reservations, causing significant financial losses and forcing Shelby, I am saying that one right, aren't I? Shelby, to find replacement accommodation for affected customers. The claim was concluded breach of contract together with allegations that the defendants used their position to pressure, I've forgotten that already, Shelby during the commercial dispute. Those were allegations contained in the civil court filing, and I make no findings as to whether they ultimately were proven. However, they formed part of Dante's publicly documented litigation history. Now, brace yourself, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put that up there so I remember when I come back. But here is a list of all the court cases. I think it was 24 court cases where Dante's name, spelt with an I, actually are in here. And this goes back this isn't like, here we go back, we're going back to 2006 and then 7. So in 2007, there seems to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lawsuits. 2009, he only had 3. 2013, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 15, only 1. And then he had a 4-year break. And then he's got 1 in 2019. And then 2020 and 2021. And we know he was in jail for 10 months there. So maybe that made it a bit hard for people. And then we've got 2024, we've got 2. So I think that's a pretty good collection of civil court cases. Now, ironically, the Bella one, as I said, was in a different state. So we haven't got that court filing. It's not that we need it, but if you want to, start researching this guy and find out, all the money that he's claiming he's making and the lifestyle that he is oozing and all the Rolex watches that are on his arms. Is this guy squeaky clean? Can you trust what's coming out of his mouth? And what's the real story going on? Maybe you're thinking about joining his trading club. We'll find out about that in a few minutes. Since then, my research has identified additional public matters involving Dante's, including civil litigation, criminal proceedings in Florida, spanning a number of years. Those records show that Bella Resorts was not an isolated appearance in the public record, but one of several legal matters involving Dante that are available through court filings. So that's what we do. We're open source investigators, OSINT investigators. That's what we do. Now I'm just going to shut down a couple of windows to make sure my Avengers aren't trying to send me messages. We did have another photo here coming through. Oh, we've got that both ways now. You guys are this amazing. There's some other investigations going on at the moment which are exciting. I don't want to get distracted, but we're doing pretty cool on this one at the moment. So standalone civil lawsuits prove very little, but anyone can file a civil lawsuit. But when viewed alongside Dante's federal criminal convictions for conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance, and that's obviously against the law, the Rule 2004 bankrupt subpoena issued during the Goliath Ventures proceedings, his continued association with the former Goliath promoter Mike Shimlinsky, and his subsequent launch of Young Rich Trades, it becomes another documented chapter in a much larger story, one that I believe deserves closer examination. So a pattern worth examining. One lawsuit doesn't define a person, neither does a criminal conviction or a subpoena or one business venture. Each event should be considered on its own merit. However, one of the most important principles of investigative journalism is to examine the broader pattern. That's what we look for, patterns, templates, or repeat offending, not simply isolated incidents. So if you looked at everything as a different jigsaw puzzle, you might be able to create a little picture. But when you put them all together, the greater picture is more exciting for my team of Avengers, and that's exactly what we've done. I assembled a timeline. I found myself looking at a series of documented events spanning more than a decade. There were Bella Resorts litigation, followed by Dante's federal court of conviction, a Rule 2014 subpoena issued during Goliath Ventures bankrupt proceedings, and then the launch of Young Rich Trades. There are now where he now presents himself as someone capable of teaching others how to become consistent, profitable in the financial markets. None of these events taken individually prove misconduct in another matter. Collectively, however, they provide sufficient reasons to keep asking questions, examine more documents, and test the public claims against available evidence. And I don't know what you guys think about my theory of the Rolex watches. I mean, this video that we have here, and this guy actually stating that he could trade these Rolex watches for crypto.
It's one of them other ones.
For the watches, that's for the watches. What do you see here money wise right now, cash or crypto?
Or crypto. That's why Dante became a person of interest in my Goliath Ventures investigation. Now, how many Rolex watches did Christopher have? 18 Rolex watches. And I think they had a few other fancy watches as well. Not because of a single, what's it, allegation?
Allegation.
Oh, not because of a single court case, but because when viewed as a whole, the public records revealed a sequence of events that I believe warrant closer scrutiny. Now, this is really interesting. Now, if you're wondering whether Mikey has discovered an app that enables you guys to make money. So just going back to my previous investigation here, we've got Mike here who's come up with an app where he claims that you guys, Mikey support, where are we up to? Mikey here. So here's Mike, he claims.
So I've been sick the last couple of days, and yesterday was really bad. I got completely drained by 6 p.m. I was taking...
So translated, he went out nightclubbing at the local nightclub, drunk so much, danced his head off because he's living life like there's no tomorrow because he's about to get locked up, and he's got a husky voice.
A nap on the couch. I had no energy to look at the charts, no energy to focus, and I was completely checked out. But you know who doesn't get checked out?
Let's guess. Mikey app?
Is AI. And Mikey AI specifically. Look at this. The same trade we opened a couple of days ago.
All right, so you get the idea. So if you haven't been keeping up with current events, pals, Mikey app is not the scam. I'm going to tell you, signing up for a trading platform or signing up to learn how to trade is not the scam. The monthly fee that you pay is not the scam. But I'm going to tell you what the scam is. So all these guys that you see on YouTube at the moment telling you to become day traders. So we had another, and we will actually get a wee bit off topic, just a little bit. But the other day I saw this guy, and he's now removed his content, funny enough. But this is all relevant to what we're doing, just so that you guys are educated and know the best. So we've got Earl Batman Stinger, right? So Earl Batman Stinger was promoting a trading app. He was promoting the fact that he's come up with a way where he's learning how to trade. And he's going to share his knowledge, experience, and skills, right? So when we come down to this guy, this video here, so this has since been made private, all right? So let's have a look and see if it's been removed since I've mentioned it.
Yo, this makes day trading easy. Yo, welcome to Team Go Mode. It's your man, Earl, Batman Stringer. So, a couple of months ago, I started my journey of becoming a successful day trader.
Alrighty, so if you have a look at his trading app, you can see here that he's actually using a thing called tradingview.com. All right, and down in the description here, he tells people there's a link in the description. So I went off to the link in the description and I stumbled across this, and he's now put this video back. This video was set to private last night. So I don't even know which one it is now.
Yo, it's your man, Earl, Batman Stringer. Now, if you are watching this video, I am assuming that you have some sort of interest in learning how to become a day trader.
Right, so you come here.
An incredible community designed for anybody looking to get started with day trading.
All right, so without getting into it too much, so then we went through and we found this link here. So he's telling people he's found a free place where they can go and learn how to trade, and it doesn't cost anything and you don't have to risk anything. However, to sign up for this, you need to pay $44 a month or $88 a month if you want the big kahuna. So what we've done is we've now gone and reached out to the lady here and found out what her background is. We've actually gone to her company and done a thorough investigation. And her company was called V88.tech. So now we've gone to this lady and we said, and we've gone through all her Facebook and all her advertising, and she's now claimed that a lady by the name of Angela has actually been doing all her marketing and all the false claims and how much money you can make and all the rah, rah, rah. And what we find is these people are also using TradingView. And I'm going to show you what TradingView does in a few minutes. All right, so they're going to teach you how to use TradingView. They're also going to encourage you how much money you should put into TradingView, and there's a reason for it. But anyway, we went through this, and even since we've even sent this lady, she has updated her terms and conditions because she didn't have any. And now she's updated them at the bottom of her website. She thinks she's compliant. So last night, we continued our interview with this lady, and we asked her to explain has she removed all the claims or managed to back up all the claims that she's been making to market herself as a trading expert. Everyone on the internet is a trading expert. Even our friend Earl, who was promoting BG Wealth Sharing, which was a Ponzi scheme that defrauded, in my opinion, over $1 billion from people in America and all over the world. He was claiming he was just documenting his journey. And I think it's absolutely batshit crazy that this guy actually removes and puts back videos like yo-yos. Every time the scam falls over, you see the videos being removed. He's even done a video about me because he thinks I'm a scammer. And he's telling people he's just documenting his journey and he's exposing me. Now, I've got no beefs with Earl, Batman Stinger, but why are all these people doing this trading stuff? Have you figured it out yet, guys? Let me tell you, from Goliath to trading influencers. One of my most surprising developments through this investigation has been seeing Dante re-emerge on social media alongside Goliath promoter Mike Krilinski. Now, if you want to, you can click on that name there and you can go to all the other articles where I've mentioned Mike. And we've even done a deep dive investigation on Mike. So there's no shortage of information about these guys and the Mikey app and their heroes, the Andrew Tates, and how they're trying to mimic him, how to get that monthly fee. This shit is just everywhere. Readers may remember that Mike Shimlinsky, how am I doing with that name, by the way? Can somebody give me an update on my pronunciation? Shimlinsky. Mike Shimlinsky. Shimlinsky. I think I'm getting it closer. Okay, so readers may remember Mike Shimlinsky from earlier chapters of this investigation. Through documents and evidence supplied to this investigation, I understand that Mike was responsible for introducing more than $35 million into Goliath, of investors' funds into Goliath Ventures. So we saw the receipts of $35 million that Mike has brought in to Goliath Ventures. Remember I said earlier Mike had no money to his name when he turned up in Orlando and met Christopher. So all his money that he has now hasn't come from trading and doing expert shit. It's all coming from stealing commissions from Goliath Ventures. Those materials have already been provided to relevant authorities. So I literally sent them off to Homeland Security, and they freaked out when they saw the intel that we gave them because they were scared that it might have been obtained illegally. And it might be dragged out in discovery. But anyway, we still proved to them that Mike has brought in $35 million for Goliath Ventures. And he's probably received 8% per month for doing that. And if he's dumb enough to leave his money on the platform like Nick Petrillo was claiming, Nick Petrillo was trying to do a civil lawsuit against Goliath Ventures, claiming $40 million worth of unpaid rewards. So we don't know exactly how much money Mike received from Goliath Ventures, but we do know that at the moment he's trying to start up another business like everyone else that's been associated. Steve Davis is trying to start up choice-press.com, a book publishing company. Tomo's trying to put more money into aspired rejuvenational centers, all come from Goliath's money. And then who else have we got? We've got Mike trying to start up, and then we've got Dante trying to start up his own version of trading something. All these guys are dead in the water with no pedals, trying to figure out what they can do now after they've received all their Goliath Ventures money to keep it all going, to maintain the lifestyle of the Rolex watches. Well, no doubt they will be in the Rolex shop trying to sell their Rolexes for crypto to hide where they got the money from. Maybe that's how they're money laundering the money. Let's follow the Rolex watches. Are you wearing a Rolex watch? Where did you get it? How did you pay for it? This might be the things that Rolex dealers now have to do when somebody walks in with a pile of cash to buy a watch, they need to figure out where that money came from. And I don't even know if that's a real thing at the moment, but it should be. So as I said, he brought in 35 million. So Mike has not been charged with any offence yet because he hasn't come back and had his passport stamp. Must be any week now, Mike, when you come back to America or Canada. Maybe that's why you've gone to Bali on the way back to America, hoping to sneak into somewhere to get your passport stamped so you can run your ass back to UAE. And I make no allegations of that he has committed a crime. However, bankrupt records show he has been served with a Roll 2004 subpoena. Now, I don't think I added that. Or maybe I didn't. And I did want to add that, and I will add that and update that on the blog. But we've actually got his subpoena. I will make sure I make that available. So if you come back to this blog, requiring him to produce external financial records, communications, cryptocurrency accounts, and documents related to Goliath Ventures, Christopher Delgado, and any transfers between them. Right. Now, this is funny because I think you'll like this. If you see this logo here, this actually is the brand and the logo of TradingView. Today, Mike appears to be living in Dubai, where he has revealed himself as a day trader educator. Through his social media accounts, he encourages followers to join Telegram groups, download the Mikey application, and learn trading strategies using the TradingView platform. Right, so you click on this TradingView platform. Oh, damn it. I don't want to do that. I want to go back to where I was so I know where I was at. There it is, and I'll hold that down and we'll fix that in a minute. Remind me to do that later on. So anyway, you go to TradingView, and I don't know if you noticed, but I've now got an affiliate link. And you're thinking, why has Danny got an affiliate link? So look, I signed up, and it says upgrade now, 30-day free trial. And that was quite cool. So I went through here, I signed up, and I went to the media kit. I went to business, and I went to the partner program. And when you find out about the partner program, and this is telling you what the scam is, if commissions you get, and this is what they said to me so far. So let's have a listen and see what they say you get.
Commissions you get. You earn cash for every first-time subscriber you refer. Plans. Monthly, annually, essential $10, $60, plus, $25, $100, premium, $50, $120, ultimate, $200, $400.
Right, so if you want to support the channel, make sure you follow the affiliate link. And when you sign up and you pay, I get a commission, and that's the scam.
Also you get referred user benefit. The person you refer will receive a $15 discount coupon toward their new TradingView plan. Partner tools. Gain access to dedicated support, detailed reports, real-time tracking, and high-quality creatives.
Right, Susie's yelling at me in the chat room, telling me it's not what he's promoting. So she's telling me it's the TrueTrade.io. And is that the, so this opportunity, is this doing the same thing? And if you sign up for this trading platform, and when you listen to Mike, he's telling people to start off with $500. And we believe that this is actually paying 30%. So if TradingView, I'm not saying TradingView is a scam, obviously, but what I am saying, if you go to TradingView and you sign up as a business, in the partner program, you can actually get rewards for people signing up under you. So any YouTuber that's using TradingView, however, what's happening with this TradingView? So Mike's promoting this. So if I went to sign up, what do I need to do to sign up here? I need a referral code. So I'm just going to see if I can sign up. I'll just use my real email address, and I'll give myself a password, generate a strong password, 351 1652. Let's go Danny, and let's see what happens. Save, and does that work? Let's see if I've got one there. Enter that. I think I did. Oh, yeah, that one there. We'll just get the password and save. Update. Alrighty. Okay, let's see if it works. And correct. Right. Now I'm going to have to go to my email. So I don't get things right all the time. So much information that we get on my desk all the time. I'm just now going to this here. I've got all these emails coming. Oh, goody. Looks like we've got some other good correspondence come in. All right, so I'm just going to go here and see what happens now. Right, so now I'm signed up, and if I deposit, and I've actually seen these guys before, and I think it was Mr. Earl telling everyone that if you didn't get his referral link in the box when you sign up, to go back and click on his link again, because it must be a thing. So now I'm looking for orders, assets, deposit. I'm looking for a way of getting commissions, markets, and trades, referrals. There we go, referrals. So now there we go. So invite friends, get paid, repeat. Here we go. Listen to this, guys.
Refer and earn. Invite friends. Get paid, repeat. Earn up to 35% commission from every trade your referrals make. Automatic, ongoing, and instant. Paid from their trading fees.
Oh my goodness. Isn't that crazy? So should I update the blog with download Mica application and learning strategy using TradingView platform? So that you're not using TradingView platform. So that's completely wrong. So what I really want to do is edit this blog. All right. You look through your, okay. So now we want to do is edit the blog. And what we want to do is, so that's a scam though, isn't it? I don't really want to actually promote that if it is a scam. So it is actually here. And if we go through to here, it's True Trade. I'm going to do the link anyway, because so what I'm trying to do here now, guys, is fix up my stuff up. I do want to actually add the referral link. I want to see if that works. And we're going to put that True Trade. And does that actually give me the whole kit and caboodle? No, https://. Now, what I'm getting at here, guys, is I don't believe update, and it's the true trade. Obviously, I'm really good at doing this with spelling words. True Trade platform. Right. Is that right? Using the True Trade platform. So that means I want to get rid of that, because that's not relevant. And then I want to go back. Oh, and also I wanted to, I don't think I can do that in a hurry, but I want to actually link his subpoena. I just want to see if I've actually got a subpoena handy. So subpoena. I'll do that later, because anyway, you get the idea. So have I got that right now, Suze? Look at, you looked at this during your, no, don't put his referral link. Okay. All right. I'm not trying to actually profiteer from that, but the honest truth is that there's idiots out there that might sign up. And if I can track people that sign up under my referral link, it would be quite interesting to know how the system works. So as I said earlier on, we actually did have, why is that still there for? Did I not save that? So we've now got off topic, haven't we? We need to edit the post. I don't think I've done that right. 1 minute, please, caller. Where did that go? There it is there. Did I not do it? Oh my goodness, do we have to do this again? We do. Okay, so did we go there? Trading post, the true. We update that. We get that there. We need to, boy, I hope you guys have got patience. Not much activity in the old trade, True Trade. I presume it's all one word like that. And then we'll get rid of those 1, 2, and then we'll go back to here, delete that, and hopefully we'll be able to save that now. Update. All right, so let's actually put my referral link. But, okay, so you can do whatever you like. Now, what would be interesting to do, and this is what we do as Avengers to stop these guys. If they're getting 20% commission, invite friends and get paid, repeat, up to 35% commission for every trade that your referrers make. Ongoing and instant. Now, whether this company is doing real trading, to me, would be a real big question. You know, all right. Thanks, Susie. I just want to, I actually do want to update this because I don't know if that's going to come through though, desktop. All right. I'm just going to have a look at, all right. So I am going to update this in real time and you guys can just sit there and wait for a bit. I'm just, it's important to get this stuff right. And I want to show you what we do. So Mike, otherwise I forget what to do. I never actually have a life. And I'm sure you guys like looking at, our subpoenas, what we're doing. So we're going to look for that line I just mentioned just before, publicly documented, most hid like the records, October. We're now looking for the trading app. Am I trading influences? Have I missed that? Worth a pattern worth publicly documented. I just need to look for the word trade. Trade. What has gone wrong with my computer today? Trade. Am I doing something wrong here? Oh, we're looking at the wrong. No, we're doing the right one. All right. So what I need to do to find it is I need to shrink it back down here. True trade. It is here. So we are getting here. So here we've got Mike readers, my surprising events investigation. I'm just going to get this read so I can figure out where exactly to put this.
One of the more surprising developments during this investigation has been seeing Dante Spitalieri re-emerge on social media, alongside former Goliath promoter Mike Chmielewski. Readers may remember Mike Chmielewski from earlier chapters of this investigation. Through documents and evidence supplied to investigators, I understand Mike was responsible for introducing more than $35 million of investor funds into Goliath Ventures. Those materials have already been provided to the relevant authorities. Mike has not been charged with any offense, and I make no allegation that he has committed a crime. However, bankruptcy records show he was served with a Rule 2004 subpoena requiring him to produce extensive financial records, communications, cryptocurrency accounts and documents relating to Goliath, Christopher Delgado and any transfers of funds between them. Today, Mike appears to be living in Dubai, where he has reinvented himself as a day trading educator. Through his social media accounts, he encourages followers to join Telegram groups, download the Mikey application and learn trading strategies using the True Trade platform. Dante now appears to be following a remarkably similar path.
Yeah, so, yeah, and that's important. I don't know if I can actually upload that, but I'll give it a go. Sometimes it lets me, and other times it says, no way, Jose. And this time it said yes. So why is that important to me? Because I like to document everything we do. So where we go to the subpoena rule here, whoops-a-daisy. Oh my goodness, is this going from bad to worse, this edit? So we're going to go and highlight that. We are going to put that link into here. We're going to save that link. We're going to edit that link. We're going to make sure it opens in a new box. We're going to update. We're going to click that logo there. We're going to upload that. We're going to upload that. We're going to check that that one opens in a new window. We are. And where it says subpoena, we can get back on track now. So after all that, the only thing we haven't done is put the logo back of True Trade. But if we go back to here, we get rid of this. So that's the scam, ladies and gentlemen, is that they are promoting the hell out of this platform. We haven't done an investigation on the True Trade, but we are finding that these trading companies know that trading is so hard. I don't know how they make their money. And this is the part that makes me really confused. So let's just put this in perspective here. You have got companies out there that are claiming that they are providing utilities for people to do trading that can pay out 35% on the money that you use to do the trading. Where does that 35% come from? Is that something, I've got that right, haven't I, Avengers who are listening to me? I mean, that money must be not going where it's meant to be going, because how on earth can you go along to the bank and the bank says, look, we're doing share trading and we want to give you 35% to anyone that you refer in our front doors who invest. Because as far as I'm aware, if I'm putting $100 into the share market, I'm putting in $100, not 65% of it. Do you know what I mean? So that's just ridiculous. But anyway, that provides an avenue for these promoters like Mike, Dante, or Earl Batman Stinger to actually make money by making up any story they like. And as soon as you go along and you click on my referral link or their referral link, maybe that's how I can fund the Avengers. Don't know. But anyway, you get where I'm coming from? It's disgusting. Well, is it disgusting? But what happens to the fact, let's just pretend that they're not running a scam. Then just let's use logic. Where is the money coming from? Do I have to worry about if you guys come along here and click on the True Trade platform, and then all of a sudden I get 35% of your $500 that you put into the platform? And I'm meant to be happy about that because I deserve that money because I promoted it. Do I not have to investigate whether the True Trade platform is actually the real deal? Well, doesn't it matter anymore? I can just promote whatever I like. But do you see a pattern here? Because you've got Mike Shimlitsky promoting Goliath Ventures, pretending he doesn't know it's a scam, then reading the same headlines that I'm reading, telling you that Christopher Delgado has pleaded guilty to running a $328 million Ponzi scheme, knowing that he's managed to get $35 million worth of investors' funds into Goliath Ventures, then going off to Dubai and claiming he didn't know nothing, perhaps. I don't know if he's claiming it or he's just doing this for a living. And now we see him out there doing a Mikey app that is just dumb ass shit lies, and knowing that now he's telling you to sign up for the True Trade platform, getting 35% of the money that you deposit into the platform. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the True Trade platform and find out whether that is a scam, because it doesn't make sense. It's too good to be true. How can they give away 35%? And if they have terms and conditions, we'll go through them and we'll find out whether Mike is allowed to promote them by alleging that he's got an AI trading app that's giving these signals. And you get so wound up in his fake persona of his vehicles that don't even exist. Am I saying things clearly here, guys? These guys are lying to you. They are giving you wealth projections that aren't true. I have a Rolls Royce. I have a what they call that vehicle, Jeep, flash motorbikes. All these things they're claiming that they own when they don't own them. And we've seen that with Christopher Delgado when he got bankrupt. Anyway, so he appears to be living in Dubai. We know he's currently in Bali. He's reinvented himself as a day trader educator who's been doing this for years, apparently. Through his social media accounts, he encourages followers to join Telegram groups, download the Mikey application, and learn trading strategies using the True Trade platform. Dante now appears to be following the same marketing path. On social media, Dante publicly comments on Mike's content. They're brothers from another lover, referring to himself as an investor while interacting with Mike's trading promotions. The two continue to appear connected online despite everything that's unfolded surrounding Goliath. That alone would not necessarily be remarkable, but what makes the situation noteworthy is the marketing style. Earlier this month, last month, actually been a new month already, I published evidence showing Mike using luxury vehicles and social media content that appears to be the same vehicles with the same Dubai registration plates used by another self-described crypto influencer during identical style promotion photo shoots. And now we see them both in Bali together. Even this morning, we discovered that before we actually published this blog for the second time. Promotional photo shoots. The evidence included the same BMW motorcycle, the same, now I can't even read that. What's that word?
Brabus.
Brabus. I didn't even know that was the brand. G-Wagon. Everyone wants a G-Wagon. Matching license plate numbers, identical locations, even photographs taken during their trips together. So here is Mike, and this is not Mike twice. This is a guy that looks like Mike, can't speak English. And here's the same G-Wagon, same Rolls Royce, and those vans. I was amazed. Christopher had one of those vans. Do you know how much those vans cost? They're $250,000 each. And that's your party wagon for going to town on the night, apparently. But you can't see it because of my head. But that van there, is actually I think it's $240,000, which is absolutely batshit crazy. And I cannot help myself. I'm sorry, guys. I have to go look at my file. Currently, I'm getting a denial server attack. I took off my Google Google Project Shield protection for about an hour yesterday, and it started to get overwhelmed again. So those vans, if you go look down here, we do our research. So we went through and we found all Chris's cars, and I think it was, is it the Mercedes-Benz? And did I actually list how much that was worth? But I was amazed. That thing's worth a friggin' ton, and it's just a friggin' van. Now, why does that upset me? Well, I used to be a painter and a decorator, and we used to have vans, but not vans like that. But if we go down here and look at the court filings, I think they actually list what that vehicle was actually worth. And I'm still getting over it, obviously. I have to get therapy. Does it actually list them? No, it doesn't list it. Ah, there it is. It does list it. No, it just lists them, but doesn't list the value of them. But yeah, so if anyone wants to do a bit of a look up, Mercedes Sprinter. I'm pretty sure that's the same one. Let's have a look. Is it the van? Sprinter. Yeah. So if you look at cost, that's a better way of doing it, Danny. Cost. Well, that's not helping us. AI model. Maybe not. Sprinter. Passenger specialized. Nah, $139. Where did I get that from then? Anyway, maybe a flash one. I don't know. Anyway, that's New Zealand dollars. So they're not that expensive after all. I don't know what I'm talking about. Obviously, I don't have flash vehicles. Anyway, he's got one of those vans, a Rolls-Royce Ghost, and a G-Wagon. And just so happens he's got the same color. Maybe they shopped together and they just got duplicates. Maybe they love each other and they decided to buy identical vehicles. Anyway, what is Susie saying now? I'll just go back to your previous messages. We've got, but this is what I found on another site about true trades. When someone signs up through your link and trades, you receive 50% of the trading fees those referrals generate. Hold it. 50% of the trading fees those sales generate. So you're not getting 50% of them signing up. You're getting 20%, I think I saw. Is that right? So if you go back to here, it says commission rate, 20% commission rate, referral fee, invite now. Level 1, your rate. Level 2. So level 1, 5 referrals, 100K volume, 25%. Level 2, 15 referrals, 1 million volume, 30%. And level 3, max tier, 30 referrals, 5 million volume. Okay. Qualify. That's interesting. All right. So that's good to read. Anyway, I think you understand that there's money to be made by referring these platforms, regardless whether it's 1 cent or $100 billion, or as we like to say, non-millionaires. All right, the obvious question isn't whether the vehicles belong to either influencer or whether they were simply being used as props to project wealth. I cannot answer that question defensively. Is that right? Definitively. I'm getting better at reading. You must admit I'm getting better at reading, guys. But the similarities were difficult to ignore. The imagery becomes even more significant when viewed alongside what happened inside Goliath. Christopher Delgado promoted an extraordinary luxury lifestyle built around supercars and exotic vehicles and women. Yet the bankrupt record tells a very different story. The Lamborghini Revuelto and Rolls-Royce Ghost sold for a combined $885,000. But after securing lenders, after secured lenders exercised their legal rights, about $37,646 remained for the bankrupt estate before storage. Wow. Transport and other government's costs were deducted. So after everything happened, they got $37,000 from vehicles that were valued at, well, not valued. Now we see the Lamborghini Revuelto. I think we've got, if somebody could ping a picture up on the screen, it would be really cool. But I see that they're now selling that for just short of $900,000 American. I'll see if I can figure it out. Oh, here it is. Got it here, don't worry. Let's see if I can bring that up. So that one car, now this is how it sounds really bad. I don't even know how to make it sound good. But the same people that were, here we go, the same people who did the $300,000 conversion kit bought the vehicle for $325,000 US. Sorry, they bought the vehicle for $625,000. The same company, which I can't remember the name off the top of my head, did a upgrade, what do they call, transformer kit on it that cost $300,000, which we would love to know, Joe, how he paid for that. Even though you did email us earlier on, you said people pay in different forms. We would love to know exactly how Christopher paid for the $300,000 worth of upgrade. So the same company that did the $300,000 upgrade has now bought the vehicle for $625,000 US. The vehicle to buy new before the upgrade pack is $600,000. The car had 2,500 kilometers on it. And that was Chris's baby that he sitting in the garage when he was being interviewed by Darlene Jones. How much do you think that 2005 Lamborghini Revuelto wide body is worth selling for? So they're asking $899,000. So factory warranty, and the mileage is now just short of 3,000 miles. All-terrain AWD. It's an automatic, thank goodness, and it's got an engine. It's a 6.5 L plug-in hybrid V12 1,000 horsepower car. Christopher needed to have one of those sitting in the garage and blew $900,000 of the investors' money on it. Why do you think people like me and the Avengers are wild at the amount of money that he put out there? So if you go back to our latest story, you can see that out of the Rolls-Royce Ghost and that car, we got $37,000 back. These guys don't own these cars. They're all just fake. If you're going to sit here on a blimmin' Instagram reel and you're going to claim that you're driving around in a friggin' wagon or whatever it's worth, then show us how you paid for it. Show us the money trail. Otherwise, we just know you're in a whole hell of a lot of debt. And if you keep your scam going long enough, you'll be able to make the payments. So we had $37,000 remain for the bankruptcy estate before storage, transport, and other government's costs were and then the 3 additional luxury vehicles produced no recoverable assets at all because the outstanding finance exceeded their value. So the finance company lost. Finance companies, you need to wake up and smell the roses. Who are you leasing these cars out to? Do you think they've got money? You need to do more stringent investigations before you sign up somebody who wants to lease one of those supercars. In other words, the luxury lifestyle that attracted investors generated remarkably little value since the financial reality was examined. Yeah. Now I find 2 people connected with the same ecosystem promoting themselves as successful traders while encouraging followers to join trading communities. There is another financial incentive worth mentioning. TradingView. Now I've got to update that, but I'll do it later. Otherwise now I just can't stand it when I haven't got it right. I'm going to do it now, guys. I'm sorry. I know that's painful, but sometimes you just can't let things go down that track. TradingView. So let's go TradingView and let's go up to here. I don't want to have misconceptions. Oh, so now I actually have to rewrite some of this when I think about it, because I've actually mentioned what I found, and I put it into Grok, and I asked, well, it might mean the same. Let's see if it does mean the same, but it might have to rewrite that. I'm actually going to make that bold and make that bold, and I should go back to Grok and ask the same question, but I might have to update this later on. So don't quote me and don't say Danny spent all night dreaming about doing this video about Dante and then realized it was all wrong. Got up in the morning and ran around like a headless chook finding dirt on him so I could do this blog. But the honest truth is I'm trying to get the information right as I can. And I'm not beneath editing my blog if needed, as you can obviously see. So now we find 2 people connected with the same ecosystem as promoting themselves as successful traders while encouraging followers to join their trading communities. There is another financial incentive worth mentioning. The True Trade operates an official affiliate program, which we know is true, that pays commissions when referrers use to purchase paid subscription. The company publicly advertises fixed commission payments for successful referral across its subscription tiers. Now, I can actually grab those and update those, and I will do that later. That does not mean that the True Trade pays commissions on trading deposits or trading profits. However, it does mean influencers can earn money by directing followers to subscribe to the platform whilst simultaneously promoting their own Telegram groups, trading education on AA platforms. So it's kind of like saying to people, we're going to come up with an amazing car that flies to the moon, flies to Mars, it can hovertate, and it runs on chewing gum. But the scam isn't the vehicle. The scam is the fuel that the vehicle runs on. And when you go and purchase the fuel for the trading, the fuel is the trading platform that's paying the commissions. So that's where you've got to sort of figure out where it's going. The Sprinter does not make a good tradie van. Oh, come on. I'm pretty sure it's got lots of good stuff going for it. He's Persian and speaks Arabic. That's right. True trading. So hopefully I'm getting my information right as we go. I might have to update that section of the blog. I'd like to investigate what we truly are doing. We're going to actually investigate the trading view. And I keep getting the names mixed up because they're all very similar. But I'd love to know actually what this this opportunity is all about. I don't believe it's legitimate. It doesn't make sense. How can they give away such high percentage when people are doing trading? Are they doing real trading? We might find that out in a few months' time. Everyone will be surprised. The Avengers won't. Alrighty, so viewed individually, none of these two facts are proving wrongdoing. Together they, however, illustrate a recurring pattern that readers should consider carefully. Luxury lifestyle marketing, claims of trading expertise, affiliate incentives, and aggressive online recruitment. After everything that has happened with Goliath Ventures, I believe potential investors should approach these promotions with a healthy degree of skepticism. Don't believe everything you hear or see. It's getting old, guys. A different story emerged. When I first contacted Dante, I expected our conversation to either reinforce, what am I trying to say? I'm just going to read this because I'm a bit...
Reinforce or challenge what I had already uncovered.
Yeah, that's what I did. Instead, it did both. Through our exchanges, Dante consistently maintained he was nothing more than an investor. He denied being an employee of Goliath, which we know, declined receiving commissions, which we know, and declined building a recruitment organization beneath him. So that was all right, but now we do know that he was under Mike, and he was one of Mike's investors. So now he's buddies with Mike still, even though Mike left him over the cliff and he lost, I think, $100,000 in his investment. He's still friends with Mike, and now it looks like he's mirroring what Mike is doing. He explained that he explained that he publicly supported Christopher Delgado because he genuinely believed in the opportunity and wanted to share his own investment journey. Good on you, Dante. As our conversation continued, I found no evidence that Dante appeared on Goliath's official website and as a company representative or held formal management position, and that's true. The distinctions matters. Promoting an investment opportunity and operating one is not necessarily the same thing. Equally, it doesn't need employment contract or official title to influence the decisions of others. Throughout my investigation into investment fraud, I've repeatedly found that public confidence is often built by the people standing around the founder just as much as the founder itself. So it's not what you know, it's who you know, it's who you're rubbing shoulders with. Christopher went into all those charities, didn't he? And he donated. He was the man about town. He had the flash vehicles, he had the Lear jets, he had everything you could think of, even though the whole lot was on hock, which is amazing. He did that because he knew that lifestyle marketing actually works. So he would have been an associate of Dante, no doubt, knowing that Dante had a social media following, if we want to go down that angle. Did Dante have to investigate Christopher to associate with him? Probably not. They shared a few drinks, maybe a few Rolex watches. Who really knows what's going on there, eh, fellas? Photographs, videos, investor events, luxury lifestyle, social media posts. Individually, they may appear insignificant. Collectively, they create an impression that an opportunity has already been vetted by successful people, encouraging others to trust what they have seen before carrying out their own due diligence. Hey, because he's done it, I'll do it too. That become one of the most central questions of the investigation. Not whether Dante considered himself just an investor, but whether the public association with Christopher Delgado helped build trust in Goliath Ventures, while new investors were still deciding whether to hand over the money. So look, Dante, he's a raving success. He's had this travel business. He's been in jail. Well, we didn't publicize that, but let's just say this guy looks like he's intelligent enough. If he endorses Christopher, all his young 37-year-old friends will probably think because Dante invested and Dante is out there in the public arena that he's done the due diligence. So let's just follow the path of destruction with him. Okay, let's see. Young Rich Trades. Where the hell did you get that name from? While I was still interviewing Dante, I discovered something that I hadn't been expecting. He had quietly launched a new business called Young Rich Trades. Now, that's just too good to be true. So let's have a look at this. So let's go on one. There we go. And there's the video that you can see and you can watch. And it's one of those websites where you've got graphs and lines and percentages and no risk framework, why traders choose. Well, we know why they choose, because he wants them to sign up so that he gets that commission. Online system built in order. And then you've got all the marketing that you can read. Nice looking website, very pretty. Even got 5 frequently asked questions. But a couple of things that might be lacking at the bottom here was terms and conditions, disclosures, and privacy statements, which we always go and look at. But anyway, we found another website just last night. I found this website. Day trading, taught right. Oh, it sounds good. The home for the blueprint, the trade journal, and the work that gets you your first profitable trade and your verified certificate to prove it. So you're going to get a certificate by the sounds of it. And if you go to the bottom here, you can see gold medals and lots of green bars, no red bars, because that's all good for the psychological brain. He's going to give you a blueprint that's written by God, because it's going to be like success. And down the bottom here, to make sure, he actually has got terms of service, privacy, and risk disclaimer. The risk disclaimer is very, very important. So as I do, we got them all scrutinized. And we've got the risk disclaimer. We've got educational only, you make the call, no guarantees, hypothetical performance, use risk capital only, and no liability. So basically, if you use his services, even though, if you go back to his original video, let's have a listen to this. You will love this first video. You listen to this. I don't want to be like,
I'm young rich, and I've got a proven strategy that turns $500 into $10,000 in less than 10 minutes. Now
wow, that sounds really good until you read educational only. You make the call, no guarantees, hypothetical performance, use risk capital only, and no liability. Then you go to the privacy statements, what we collect, how we use it, service providers, your rights, security, changes, and contact if you have a problem with it. Then you got terms of service, acceptance, emotional, educational purpose, risk disclosure repeated, account, license, termination, liquidity and liability, limitation and liability changes. So all these things are just what you'd expect to see from somebody providing a security. Right. So we've got Dante sitting here telling everyone let's continue. So let's say the business operates through 2 websites. We've mentioned those, which together form a complete sales funnel. One website invites prospective customers to apply for access, while the other functions as a member-only portal containing trading lessons, live sessions, trading journals, certificates, and community features. There's nothing inherently wrong with teaching people how to trade. However, after spending years investigating cryptocurrency investment schemes, I've learnt that the marketing surrounding financial education often deserves just as much scrutiny as the product itself. Before reaching any conclusion, I examined both the websites, reviewed the promotional material, and compared the public sale messaging with the legal documents, including terms of service, privacy, and risk disclaimer. What I immediately stood out wasn't the course itself, it was the contrast between the marketing and the fine print. I can make $10,000 in 10 minutes. Didn't say that in the disclaimers. Well, it did actually. It said it was all hypothetical. That was enough for me to justify. Taking a much closer look. So we're looking at the sales pitch here, ladies and gentlemen. If you really want to get into this, let's look at the sales pitch. The first thing I examine in any financial opportunity is what people are told before they hand over their money. That is where the expectations are created. Dante's emotional video viewers are introduced to what he describes as a proven strategy capable of turning $500 measly, which happens to be a good 35% of that would be anyway, into $10,000 in less than 10 minutes. I'm excited. He goes on to suggest that students can become profitable in weeks by following his blueprint. I can't believe this. Now, his blueprint, does that mean going to the jeweler shop and selling your Rolex watches?
Break it down.
Break it down.
Definitely more than 50.
Yeah.
I'm talking about cash out. How was the cash out?
I need to hear your number. I don't really like giving numbers.
Okay.
So you give me a number,
It's
and
smart.
then from
I like
there,
that.
Yeah, so there you go. That's how you do it. You buy Rolexes, you get given Rolexes, and maybe you trade them for crypto, and that's how you survive in the real world. How do we know? Now, do we follow the money or do we follow the crypto watches? Oh, I mean, the Rolex watches. So those bold are claim that he's making on his own new website. They also create a very specific expectations before a prospective customer has read a single legal disclaimer. Do you watch the promotional video at the front or do you rush to the bottom? Now just think about this for a second, ladies and gentlemen. We are on his website here. What's the first thing you see? Learn to trade with systems, not with hope. Because a lot of these people that are selling, what are they selling? Trust, aren't they? And look, there's a bit of print here. Can't read very well, but let's say I
A
read it.
complete day trading education. The exact framework, risk management and psychology our traders use every session. No signals to copy, a skill you own.
Right, so let me see this here. It says a framework, a risk management that our traders. So now we're insinuating that there's more than one trader. Who's your traders, Dante? Who are the traders that you're in? You're saying here that our traders use every session. So you're going to put them in a community of Mikey. You put them in Mikey's app. I don't know. What traders are you talking about? I didn't know. I thought you were the man behind the scene, but now we're talking about our traders. Might want to rephrase your wording there. So here's our video, sitting there looking like a professional in a studio. Whose studio is it? How did he pay for that studio? Has he paid for that studio? Whose cars are in that back room? Let's find out. So we go through here and we're looking at here, and there's no terms and conditions on this part of the page. So now we're excited and we're going to go click on that. Oh, they want to know my name. Let's go. Danny, the heck. Let's see. Email, Danny. Am I going to get your spam now? Phone number, WhatsApp. I think I can do that. Put my own phone number. Let's think. How do I do that? +64. I'm actually going to hide my number. Let's go. I'll put my real number for him, but I don't necessarily want it broadcast on the internet today. Let's think if I got that right. Yes, we have. Alrighty, now we'll go back. And he wants to know, I'm a complete beginner. How long I'm going to spend 10 hours plus, I'm all in. How much are you going to invest? Can you believe this? I'm going to do 3,000 plus. Build towards replacing my income. I want to do that too. Sending, 1 second caller. Book your call. So now we're into a nice thing here. We're going to book a call and we're going to somehow book that. How do we book that now? 4 p.m. Okay, let's go. 4 p.m. Select. Okay, we've done this already. Okay, Danny, last name, the heck, and phone number. I'm just going to get rid of that again. 1 second, I'll fill out the rest of this form. I will do email first. How do we save me? Save me from financial ruin. Okay, and I'm going to confirm, even though he's asked for that there, and now we'll just get rid of that screen for a second, and we will put phone number 16. There we go. And scheduling. I think we're in. All right. So what have we got? Meeting has been scheduled. Thank you for an appointment request. You can call the office if you have any questions. Office? Didn't know he had an office. Maybe that's the office that we just looked at before. That's brilliant. All right. So we'll put that in my iCalendar appointment, and it's there, and we'll see what happens, eh? Calendar. What calendar am I going to put into? Danny the heck? There we go. And hopefully it'll pop up and we can go into a meeting straight away and I'll be rich beyond my wildest dream. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. As I continue reviewing the Young Rich Trades website, I noticed something interesting. The current messaging is considerably more controversial than the earlier promotional material, because I actually loaded in the first website when I started this investigation. Then last night I found the second website and I loaded all that stuff in. The emphasis was shifted towards discipline, risk management, psychology, journaling, and structured learning. while repeating warnings that trading carries substantial risk. Profits are never guaranteed, and users can lose all their investment capital. But don't worry, if you put it into the True Trade platform, he'll get 35%. Wonder if he'll refund that, as he claims, 100% refund. Refund on the course? No worries, because I wasn't there for the money for the course, was I? So let's just say you go and hire Dante, you pay for his course, and then you say this course is shit. I want my money back. He goes, there's your money back. But in the meantime, over here, you signed up for a trading platform, and he got 35% of the money that you signed up for. He's not going to refund that. But of course, you don't know about that, do you? That's a secret. On the surface, this is much more balanced messaged. The obvious question, however, is which message best reflects what prospective customers are actually being sold today? Throughout my investigation into investigating schemes, I've seen this pattern before. A bold promise attracts attention, while the legal documents quietly explain the outcomes can never be guaranteed. That doesn't automatically mean anything improper is taking place. Oh no, just use your own imagination. Doesn't actually, if you want your money back, hang out your local Rolex dealer. It does, however, make the earlier marketing material an important part of the story. Okay, looking beyond the marketing, as I dug deeper, I found myself asking the same questions I asked whenever I'm investigating a new investment opportunity or financial educational platform. What is actually being sold? How does the business make money? And what happens if someone applies? What happens after someone applies? Okay. The public-facing website are professionally presented, but they leave several important questions unanswered. There is no publicly advertised course price, no explanation of who the instructors are, because they said more than one, and no clear identification of the legal entity operating the business. So imagine that. I've booked myself an appointment with Dante, and all of a sudden I get somebody from Bali asking me if I want some help. Maybe he's outsourcing all his blueprint trading because he's too busy at nightclubs getting bottles of champagne delivered, or he's too busy with his woman that he seems to be claiming that he's a pimp for. His words, not mine. The application process also caught my attention. Before prospective students are told what the program cost, they are asked a series of qualifying questions about their goals, their availability, how much money they're prepared to commit to their trading journey. That information may simply be used to determine whether the applicant is suitable for the course, whether he can get the money. If you said $1 million, I'm sure you'd get his full attention. It may also be used to shape the sales conversation that follows. I bet your price, if I said I have got $100,000 to invest versus somebody who's got $5,000 invest, wonder if the monthly fee goes up. Anyway, just putting it out there. I don't know which is the case here. I'm just hypothetically sort of speculation all over the place here. What I do know is that prospective customers may ask to disclose information. What I do know is that prospective customers are asked to disclose information about their financial capabilities before they are told about the product cost, which is ridiculous, really. I also found repeated references to live trading sessions, verified certificates, trade journals, and structured learning. Yet very little publicly available information explaining who delivers the training, how the certificates are verified, or whether members are eventually introduced to specific brokers, charting platforms, I can't even read that word.
Proprietary
trading firms, or affiliate programs. None of those observations prove wrongdoing, but they do make me go, I've seen this before. They simply highlight areas where greater transparency would help prospective customers make more informed decisions before committing time or money. So this story isn't over, ladies and gentlemen. We're asking for you. Have you signed up for trading educationals? Are you a happy customer? Have you got a story to tell? Have you got any evidence that there might be something going on with Dante and Goliath Ventures? All these questions are in my head. No doubt they're in your head as well. The story isn't over. Christopher Delgado admitted his role in the What was it?
Prosecutors.
Prosecutors described as one of the largest cryptocurrency frauds ever prosecuted. Is that right? Prosecuted?
Prosecuted.
Yeah, just reading the words here, guys. Prosecuted in Central Florida. Thousands of investors have been left fighting through bankruptcy proceedings while the court continues tracing access and untangling years of financial records. Look, I'm pretty sure I don't need to rave on about Dante and his association with Goliath Ventures. I'm pretty sure he's been subpoenaed. If there is any smoking guns there, I just hope that those guys that work in those federal offices go the extra mile and look at his assets and show receipts and ask where he got money to buy and sell these Rolex watches that he was doing in that video. I think that's where I'd be starting, looking at the assets. Rather than tracing the money, let's trace the Rolex watches. As I followed the evidence, I repeatedly encountered the same names, same faces, and in many cases, the same marketing techniques. I think I've proven that in this blog. Some individuals have been subpoenaed. Others have appeared in civil litigation, bankrupt proceedings, or previous criminal cases. Several continue promoting themselves as successful entrepreneurs, bullshit, traders, or official mentors despite their close association with the collapsed investment scheme that caused hundreds of millions of dollars of losses. That does not mean everyone connected to Goliath Ventures committed a crime. I'm sure there's a lot of investors who wish they never invested, and they are associated, even if it's only as an investor. They may even be at the $9 million Christmas party that Christopher thought he had put on for his last hurrah, and you might have gone to that, and you might have been embarrassed because you were promised that he was going to resume payments on the 13th and 15th of December 2025. That never happened, but he was running the event, I think on the 12th of December from memory, and they sent out this ridiculous email by Eric Clayman, a defense attorney that put together all the contracts for Goliath, even though he was an investor. You see where this is all going, guys? You need to investigate these things. You need to come to us. If you're looking to invest, the next investigation I'm going to do is going to be on the Onyx Reserve. I'm going to put together an investigation out of nothing. We've got so much stuff on the Onyx Reserve. Even CoffeeZilla has done a video about Eric McNeil and put it on his Patreon account. If you haven't subscribed to CoffeeZilla's Patreon account, go watch that video. We've got more evidence than we can shake a stick at. And they're now morphing into luxury real estate. And I have to put our blog out there. The reason we put these blogs out here, look, when I went to sleep last night, as I said, that I didn't feel good about this blog. And my Avengers made me accountable for what I was about to publish, even though I had published it. And I've now rewritten that blog from the ground up using the receipts, the evidence. We rely on you to find what the real story is. We're not like mainstream TV who's too scared to publish the truth until they get a court document. We're at the top of the cliff where people are getting pushed over financially. We don't want to be at the bottom putting band-aids on people. We need your help. You know stuff. On theheck.com, my website, there's a contact page. You can submit information anonymously. Any documents that you may have, any photos, incriminating photos of people, preferably with their clothes on. Well, all depends. What I'm saying is we'll use that evidence. We'll do our own investigation. We'll go to those people. We'll ask those questions. We will get the evidence. We'll put it online and we'll put it out there to you guys. Remember to support us in the work that we're doing. I worked tirelessly doing this thing. As I said, I went to bed last night with headphones in and listening to my blog going, I hate this blog. I hate this blog. I hate this blog. I hate this blog. Woke up this morning. Boom. We've rewritten the whole blog. Now I love this blog. I love this blog. I love this blog. Anyway, we've got evidence from public records, court filings, corporate registrations, social media activity. That's where we get our evidence from. Financial evidence, all pointing in the same direction. They deserve careful examination. You know, this is what we do. We get all this evidence, we put it together, and we look at it and go, oh, I see the picture. Throughout this investigation, I relied on public records, court documents, bankrupt filings, corporate registration. Didn't we just say this? Registrations and first-hand evidence supplied by victims and other sources. That's it. Where allegations remain unresolved, I have identified them as such. Where the facts are supported by official documentations, I have presented the evidence for readers to examine themselves. The question posed by this investigation remains the same as the title of this article. Was Dante simply an investor, or did he play a broader role in helping build confidence and trust in Goliath Ventures? It's not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. Only the ongoing investigations and further court proceedings may provide the definite answer, if they get to the bottom like we often do before it gets published. For now, the public record continues to grow, and so does the evidence available for anyone willing to examine it carefully. Look at the Rolex watches. Shh, see the Rolex watches. Hear it ticking? Okay. My investigation will continue following that evidence wherever it may lead. And if I have got this information wrong, please let me know where. Obviously, I'm editing it in real time. Where does that leave Dante? Well, I first added Dante to my list of persons of interest. I had no idea where this investigation would lead. Months later, after reviewing the court documents, bankrupt filings, corporate registration, archive videos, social media activity, and public statements, I have a much clearer picture of both Dante's account and the documentary evidence surrounding him. Based on the evidence currently available, I have found no evidence that Dante was an employee of Goliath Ventures, held a formal executive position, or controlled the company. But what I did find, however, was someone who publicly associated himself with Christopher Delgado, attended investor events, promoted Goliath Ventures on social media, appeared alongside key figures connected to the same scheme, and help protect an image project an image of success while investors continued placing their trust. Because all these Ponzi schemes and scams all rely on one thing, and that's building trust and belief and hope. That's three things. Anyway, and their money, so trusting their money into the business. The public record also reveals the broader picture. Dante has a previous federal felony conviction, later faced separate criminal charges in Florida, became the subject of Rule 2004 bankrupt subpoena, seeking executive financial records for communications relating to Goliath, and now has emerged online promoting trading-related content alongside former promoter Mike Shinunsky. How'd I go? Any good? Okay, right. None of those facts on their own prove Dante committed fraud in connection with Goliath Ventures. Equally, I hope he hasn't. They cannot simply be ignored. Why do we have to ignore this stuff? Why can no one talk about the elephant in the room, as my mother used to always say? This investigation has never been about guilt by association. It's been about following the evidence, documenting what the public record shows, and comparing public claims with verifiable facts. Dante has consistently maintained that he was only an investor. Whether that description fully reflects his role as is a question that readers, investigators, and courts will continue to examine as additional evidence emerges. And that's where you come in. What do you know? Tell us, tell me, tell my Avengers. We will tell the world. We will not wait for a court document to come out and then wait for it to be on 6 o'clock news with Channel 9 News. Darlene Jones and I are getting on well at the moment. We're going to have a cup of tea together when I'm in Florida. Don't forget to support me. If you want to see me in Florida, then you need to donate. And I've just had a generous donation here by one of my Avengers here that's in here every day. Even though they have a job and they drive a $500 car, they donated $50 Australian to me, and that is so generous. Thank you so much, Nev. Now stop giving me money and wait for somebody else to help donate me. Would you like to meet me in Florida? I mean that in a nice way. I would like to be in Florida. And donations is how I'm getting myself there, so I really appreciate it. Anyway, any donation will give you my love. Somebody yesterday also donated a $50 donation, which is really, really nice. Eventually, I will get enough bricks together to build myself a house in Florida, I hope. But what I'm saying, anyone that gives to me it's not taken as a joke. I really do want to be there. I actually might be able to hook my way there on another event, which have offered to fly me over there, which is too far apart. So I might have to go to America twice in 3 weeks, would you believe? But hopefully it's 3 weeks, not 6 weeks, because 6 weeks means I won't have a life. I'll be sitting there on the beach, drinking tequilas, thinking all sorts of things. So what I'm trying to get at, I have to go over there for the court date of Christopher, and I'm going to pay for that out of my own monies. And then the next thing I was going to do was there's another event which have offered to fly me over there, which hasn't been confirmed yet. which I'm going to be part of. But they're in 2 different states. But I thought that once I was in America, it would be cheaper to go from one state to the other locally. And it means it makes it all affordable for people like me who don't have big bank balances. But I do appreciate all the donations I get and all the comments I get and the people sharing this. Anyway, let's carry on. We've only got a couple of sentences left. I'm talking very fast today. So we will continue to examine as additional evidence emerges. And that's what we do rely on, is you telling us this stuff. As always, if Dante provides new information or documentary evidence that materially changes the facts represented here, I will update this investigation accordingly. The story of Goliath Ventures is far from over, and as I suspect, this will not be the last chapter involving many of the people connected to it. And I don't really think I can offer too much more there, but here's me serving drinks to Christopher, who was looking pretty beefed up there, but AI decided to make his arm look pretty amazing. And he also got matching tattoos with Dante there. But I'm sure that Goliath Ventures is not a good taste in a lot of people's mouths these days. We've put everything into this, and there's a lot of people that don't know how to process the fact that they've lost their 401k, put money in they shouldn't have put into the scam, relied on other people's due diligence. And at the end of the day, like I remember saying at my sister's funeral, they asked me, I had an opportunity to speak at my sister's funeral, and that might seem pretty normal for some people, but I was brought up in a religious cult, and the people at the funeral were in that religion, and they weren't allowed to speak to me. But all of a sudden, if somebody dies, they can sit there and listen to somebody who's disfellowshipped, and they can talk at a funeral. So I still remember standing up in front of all these people that I grew up with who discommunicated me at the age of 23 years of age. And I think when my sister died, she was 36, so I would have been 34 years of age. My sister died at the age of 36, the same age as my father, on the 3rd of September, which was the same day my father took his own life. So my sister waited until she got to exactly the same age as my father, and then took her own life on the same day. Anyway, that aside, very sad, couldn't live up to the expectations that the Jehovah's Witness organization put on them, is my words. Not everyone agrees with that, but that's how I feel about it, and my opinion matters because it was my sister. I remember standing up on the stage, and I remember saying to everybody that this is Linda's day. And if she was standing here in front of all you guys, she would like to thank all the families that did all the wonderful acts of kindness and supported my sister and my mum and me, my brother, while we were going through financial difficulties. I didn't get brought up in a trailer park. We had a 3-bedroom house to live in. I've got no real story. I didn't know what was going on in my life when I was little. I just knew that people I loved were disappearing around me. But I remember saying one thing that I often say to people, and this situation is just sad. You know, whatever you've done in Goliath Ventures, whoever you were associated with, I mean, look at the Dantes of the world, walking around with Rolex watches on, driving around in nice cars, flash woman, even admitting that his girlfriends have been pimped out by himself. Mike living in Dubai, going to Bali, saying he doesn't like the streets of Bali because they smell. I love Bali. I haven't been to Bali, but it's in like Thailand. I love Thailand. I love India. I love Bangladesh. I love China. I've been to all those countries. I think I've been to over 40 countries now. I've lost count. But I mean, these guys are living the veneer. They're living the veneer lifestyle. They're trying to find their happiness. They are thinking that by who they associate with it, what they do, look at me, look at my car, look at my watch, look at my shoes, look at my pants, look at my slippers, whatever it is. They think that's their happiness. You know, I'm not the flashiest guy for money in the world. I'm proud of who I am. I'm not going to, I'm sitting here at 3:30 in the afternoon here in New Zealand on, I think it's Monday. Can't remember. I think it's Monday. Is it Monday? It's Monday? Monday, Tuesday? Monday. And I said to my partner the other day, I said, I was happy. I'm happy. I love my life at the moment. I'm in a good place, I don't have wealth. I have a nice doggy I love to bits. Right now I'm going to finish this video at 3:30. I'm going to edit it. It'll take me 3 minutes. I'll put it back online probably in 12 hours. And then I'll take my dog for a walk. I might even go out for dinner tonight. I don't know. Life's not that complicated. It's your friends It's your family, it's your relationships, it's the people that you surround yourself. How many people do you think Dante surrounds himself with that he can trust? You know, when he's feeling down, like we all do sometimes, who does he talk to? Who does he confide with? Does he ring up Mikey Yap? Hi, Mikey Yap. It's Dante. Just thought I'd drop in and say, how you doing? And Mikey Yap writes back and says, that doesn't add up. Buy some crypto. Buy some crypto. Buy a trading platform. I need 35%. I mean, where do they find their happiness? Are they happy? Is Christopher Delgado happy now? You know, I didn't find her attractive. Boobs were too big for me, but his girlfriend, Ty. I mean, what sort of happiness, what sort of love? He's got this one lady who I've talked to with voice messages, and she's telling me that I don't understand Chris. You don't know Chris. Chris has never do this to anybody. Well, he's just pleaded guilty in a federal court for running a $328 million Ponzi scheme. How does his girlfriend, partner feel about that now? How about all the evidence that we've dug out that Christopher has had 8 different girlfriends since he left Andy, his wife? How does Christopher feel about the fact he's going to leave 3 kids? Is it 3 kids? I think it's 3 kids. I think he's got 2 of his own kids and 1 kid's adopted. He's got 1 kid that's on the spectrum. Has Christopher found his happiness? Christopher was proclaiming in those interviews that he was a family man. He would fly across the world in his private jet that he never paid for to go watch a soccer game for his kids. I mean, what a load of bullshit. He doesn't care a stuff about his family. That's not what we do in life if we really do love about our friendships and our family. We don't commit fraud. We don't mislead people with fake statements to hook them out of their money. Money's not, you know, they say in the Bible, which I'm not really a big fan of anymore, that the love of money is the root of all evilness. And we wrap that off and we go, oh, money's the root of all evil. No, money's good. Money can be great. It's the love of money, putting money before friends and family and relationships. You know, get your priorities right. Because when your health packs up, I don't know if you've had a health scare, but I have, the people that turn up to see you in the hospital are the true friends. The people that go out of their way and do random acts of kindness, the unsung heroes, are the true people that you want in your life. Stop chasing this dream. And if you've lost money to Goliath, then cut your losses. Stop hanging on to hope. Get on with it. Find something that's going to give you happiness. Don't rely on money. And that's my message today. And I think I need to dedicate a thank you message to my Avengers who stopped me from publishing a shit blog, and thank them for using their archives of information and pinging me all those PDFs you did this morning, all those clips that we've been storing on Dante and Mike, and pinging them through all last minute as I built this blog. It really did make a better blog than I thought I was going to produce when I went to bed at night. So anyway, if you're listening to this, hope you've enjoyed my blog. Thanks to my Avengers, the AAA, the Avenger Anti-Fraud Alliance. We are available for hire. If you want us to investigate anything, reach out to us. We are there to investigate any naughty people on the planet, and we'll make a bloody good job of it. See you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.
Smoke in the skyline, truth in the fire. Another empire built on borrowed desire.